Drum roll, please.
I'll stay in my chair this
Live. Go ahead, Brian.
Hello. Welcome everybody to the, or what are we calling this? A joint
Mega
stream. July 4th pregame mega stream.
What?
Yeah. This is a very special episode of Shattermare Live. I think technically it's episode 12 for us. I don't know. William, we'll add this in in post so we know. But yeah, so we're joined by some awesome guests. Ralph for the Written Writ, which we're going to continue once we hit the 10:30ish mark.
Exactly.
So then we're gonna do the Written Writ show. It will officially cross over into that zone, if you will. And we've got Jesse Judy and Chad Perkins. So those are our guests tonight. And of course, I'm joined by my esteemed co-host William and Kyle.
Yeah.
Howdy, folks.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for
Good to be here, Bob.
So before the stream, we were just talking about how ugly William is, basically. So
continue the conversation.
Yeah, you have to continue where we left off. You have one eye, and I need to see this now.
No, but like last night, I was on Topic List, and they're all talking about how fat certain rock singers have gotten, and I'm like, I just remain silent. It's like,
oh, that's not nice.
I gotta lose some weight, man. I got a problem.
Don't throw stones.
So you're the most consistent guy then. Like you never had like your glow up and glow down or whatever the kids call it. You're just like, I'm just the same guy.
Just like steady as she goes.
That's good.
Hundreds and hundreds of years.
I used to be yoked, man. I played football and wrestled. I used to be yoked and MMA. So
I feel you more because that's how it was. I was all this stuff when I was young, and today people get always surprised because I can lift things and put things and do things. And
you
they
can
go,
lift things?
Wait a minute. They go, wait a minute, Ralph. How are you so strong? And I'm like, well, all that stuff is still there.
Yeah.
It's just under.
It's like I can still put up 300 pounds on the bench press, and people are wondering, but I started when I was 14. So, 6 hours a day, whatever, and then
how does John keep finding
I got those old man muscles now.
We're friends with John, so
I know I am too.
He's doing his campaign right now, and he actually funded. So
he did.
Congratulations, John.
Congratulations, man! I get my plushie. Yay!
That's a cute plushie too.
It is. It's adorable. I love it. That's why I bought it.
Ralph, we can give this guy a shout.
Oh, sure. I can pull it up right now. I got all the stuff set up.
I'd love to.
John and I play Lorcana together.
So,
cool. You guys play a little Disney Lorcana?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about it? I've been wanting to check it out, but I don't know.
As somebody who's really stupid at card games and played Yu-Gi-Oh, and it got more and more complicated, Lorcana's awesome.
Let's do it.
So it's way more simpler. I can't handle Magic because that's way more complicated. But Lorcana, I'm like, oh, good, a game for stupid people. So that's why John plays.
Oh,
the art is
But the nice thing about Lorcana is it seems simple on the surface, but it's deceptively complex.
Oh yeah,
which is what I like about it.
Yeah,
I like the way the cards look.
It's easy to learn, but hard to master.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what usually catches me is the way the cards look, and I'm like, ooh, this looks pretty.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't even play I play whatever I think looks cool and the characters I like. So I have a DuckTales deck with the Hydras from Hercules. And I'm like, I don't care if this doesn't work. I'm using this together.
99 Dalmatians.
Yes. My brother runs a Dalmatian deck. He has 10 Dalmatians in his deck.
That's cool.
And he keeps adding more.
Well, folks, welcome to the special Lorcana episode where we talk about something good Disney's doing for once.
Apparently the Rockstar Stitch card is going for hundreds of thousands of dollars already on eBay.
There's a Rockstar Stitch card, and I won't be able to get it because now they're selling it for a bunch of money. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the enchanted one or the?
Or you mean the gold one?
The gold one.
Holographic one. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that
the
you
promo.
get if you're like the top 4 in all the challenges and stuff. Yeah.
Because I have a bunch of Rockstar Stitches if you want one.
Rich.
I have a bunch of the common ones. I can give you or the legendary ones or whatever. You want those?
I'll give you a deal. I'll sell it for $5,000.
Exactly.
Yeah, $5,000.
I'm a big Stitch fan, so that caught my attention. I'm like, Rockstar Stitch? I like this.
Yeah. The little rocket cards are great too. So he's in a spacesuit.
Oh,
I love
cool.
him. He's adorable.
Yeah, those are fun. I recently went through my old Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon collection because I want to sell it off just to, try to see if I have some extra money. And it gave me a flashback to when I had like an original first edition foil Charizard.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, and that card now is legitimately like $100,000 if you can trade it in PSA and stuff. And it just makes me want to build a time machine and like go track down and murder the kid that stole it from me. Like the just seething anger in my eyes when I see the price of that card. But I do have a couple of like whatever they're called. They're non-first edition ones.
Okay.
Well, that
Just
kid,
right
if he
one.
still has it, he probably sold it for money. So,
Right.
maybe you could find them. Maybe you could go.
I
like,
doubt it,
find,
man.
like,
I
people
feel
who
like
sold-
anybody like that probably stole it, and it's in the garbage. somewhere.
Yeah, it's just thrown away. Like his mother was like, "Oh, this is trash," or whatever. Or they fucked it up, I'm just hoping he's like
trash, just like
my
you,
heart.
Timmy.
Yeah, I'm just
Bent
hoping
it.
he's like a heroin addict somewhere. Like, that's the justice he deserves.
You wish.
Crack.
I had a blue eyes white dragon.
No
I had a
way.
blue eyes white dragon that was worth
Nice.
about $1,000.
It's at the
Hell yeah.
what is that?
Yeah,
What's
it's
that
first
fucking
edition.
show? The Pawn
show?
Stars.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
The best I could do is $2.
Yeah, take it there. Aren't they?
They will
are
rip you
bigger?
off, dude. I watched that show. And they're like, "Oh, this gun is worth $50,000," and the guy's like, "I'll give you 200 for it." It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
And then he goes, "We got to make a profit," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're gonna make a profit if you buy it for some good money from me."
Right.
Fuck, man. I hate those guys. But I watched the show. I have no idea. I think I just watch it to piss myself off.
I used to like the grandfather, the dad, that guy. He was cool.
He was cool.
Yeah.
He was a dick too.
Oh, he was.
Apparently-
He was a businessman.
The guy was a dick, but he at least like owned it.
Exactly.
Right, yeah. Apparently, if you go to the the actual Pawn Stars shop now, they have a bunch of stuff that is super expensive, and nobody buys anything there. It's just a tourist attraction now.
Wow.
Like,
that makes sense.
yeah, they
like
don't actually make a profit on like anything that they buy from people. They just charge for people to come in and look and everything. So
It's like it literally is a tourist attraction now. It's
Like somebody came in with a
museum or whatever.
comic. They came in with a comic book of the first appearance of Thor. Yeah, 9.8.
Oh damn.
guys,
Yeah.
I'll give
So
you a
it's
bag
worth-
of rocks.
I'll give you.
It's worth easily 75 grand. The guy's like, I'll
Sure.
give you 30. I'll give you 25 or 30.
You can like quadruple that, please.
It's like just put it on auction
Yeah,
yourself.
just put it on eBay.
Yeah, I watched what was it, X-Men #1 go for about I was at an auction in down the street from me, and they had a X-Men #1, and it went for maybe about 20 grand on like an auction at a comic book shop. It was like their own auction, and they gave it up, and I think it went for like 10 grand. Which is fairly cheap, but I mean,
It is cheap.
yeah, like that guy got a really good deal on it,
They
but
got a really
considering,
good deal.
yeah. So I was like, oh, well, that comic shop just made 10 grand. That's cool. So
Nice.
I did get to see it though. I didn't bet on it, but just being able to see it and going, oh, that's cool. It was great. I got to sniff it a little too. Like,
You got to touch it.
yeah, but it was graded, I think, like a 7.
Okay.
So
that's
yeah, I
pretty
did get
solid,
to I did get to touch like the casing of it.
The plastic,
Yeah.
the hard cold plastic.
Yeah. Behind there was was a gift from God, and
Right.
I was it was behind plastic.
Could you, man? We're such fucking nerds. Could you, I mean,
we knew this going in, and all the people who are watching us right now already knew that when they
Wait,
were
you guys
No,
You're
yeah, I
fucking
know,
nerds. I can't hang out with you.
What if the cool kids see me here?
I thought this. Raph told me this was a bunch of cool kids.
Wait, I gotta go. No, but like I just imagine how like monks talk about finding the Holy Grail, you know, like 3,000 years ago, and we're like, oh, I was in the presence of the Lord. I saw an X-Men 1 and it was a 7.
Could you imagine like hundreds and hundreds of years from now, them looking and be like, and this Spider-Man was clearly a god because it's in this important casing.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right.
It'll be an ancient relic.
Yeah.
This is our myths and legends of America.
100%.
And Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, what have you. I mean, yeah, 1,000 years from now, they might say, yeah, this was a real guy who, who knows?
They worship these deities.
That's hilarious.
Dude, I would, if I was somebody who could travel to the future and everything, and that was a thing, I would totally confirm it just to fuck with them. I'd be like, yeah, no, Superman was a great guy. I just tell.
Yeah. If you inject a spider with radioactive stuff and let it bite you, you'll stick to walls.
You'll do great.
Trust me.
You'll do great.
Well, they'll probably be like,
I got some toxic waste, and if I throw it in your eyes, you'll be Daredevil.
Or a Ninja Turtle.
Or a Ninja Turtle, exactly. Well, if you guys follow James Campbell and the hero's journey, when he was around, he was already talking about the fact that comic books was our version of the gods.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and DC
like
actually
Greek
took
mythology.
that really to that
Completely.
level.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Thor. It's gonna be interesting knowing that Thor is still like an old, like even way before us, and be like, and actually, Thor was around during 2023. He teamed up with Spider-Man and Superman. Just all this weird stuff.
Well,
Like, wait, what?
the legends of Thor are that he was one of the few Norse gods that walked the planet.
Mhm.
So everybody carried a symbol of him
Yep.
because they thought eventually they'd run into him. Now, of course, he shapeshifted, so he could be an old man you run into or whatever.
Or a goose
But
that has sex. with
Yeah,
him.
as long as you didn't go full Zeus on it. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm gonna shapeshift him to a
Son of a
goose
bitch.
and have sex with ladies.
You can
So
tell
wait.
John's more relaxed now that he's funded because he's
Yeah,
like, this man thinks old news.
So cocky.
It's a good feeling, man. Congratulations, John.
Oh yeah, once you fund, it's a whole different thing. That's why we always tell people, especially on the show, we go, guys, let's get this Kickstarter to funding. Let's get the Zoop to funding, because once people fund, they go, okay, now I can relax. I can, I can try to make more money.
Right.
So are you guys familiar with Zoop? I haven't seen this one yet.
John was trying to give Zoop a chance. This is his first time using it. It looks like it's done okay with him because he got to the end of his campaign. He still got 6 hours to go. So if you guys want to help him out even more, go right ahead.
If you want to know the nightmare, because I talked to John about it too. If you want to know the nightmare of Zoop,
Give us the
go, John. Go, Chad. Go.
No, I'm not doing. John can. I'm not, because I look. If I decide to go to Zoop, I want a good report.
I've never heard of Zoop, to be honest.
In case the Zoop people are listening, and
Exactly.
Look, if it's a way to promote your comic, I'm all for it.
Sure, but
Yeah,
apparently it's not as like it's a lot more constricted than Kickstarter. So you don't get to do direct updates with your backers and everything.
Really?
They have to do it, and they tell you when to update, and there's all this other kind of like red tape.
Wow.
Like, you have to get permission to do a lot of stuff with them.
Really?
Yeah. So now, granted, though, it's good for experimenting, and I'm glad he backed because he needed to get funded.
How's the user interface? Because I found that like with Fund My Comics, so I just bought Wolf and Batsy 10 through 13 Wolf and Bassey used to be on Alterna, but apparently Brian Baugh and Pete Samedi kind of had a falling out or something happened.
Aww.
Yeah, so Wolf and Batsy, which is one of my favorite indie comics going, it is freaking awesome. But he went to fund my comic, so I went on there and started diddling around. And as far as the user interface, not quite as hip as, let's say, Indiegogo or some of the other ones, but so I'm just wondering. Because that makes a difference. That makes a difference if.
Yeah, I mean the fact that he got over 4,000 on one of the smaller ones. I mean, not like Kickstarter or Indiegogo, because that's for the most part that's what most people know about.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I'm just wondering about the user interface, because really that makes a difference, and it really was constrictive when I was trying to. Yeah. If I wasn't such a huge and Wolf and Batsy fan, I probably would have been like, oh, the hell with it. I got to click it. Now I got to do this. Now I got to go through this step. What the hell? You just verified me. Now I got
your other eye.
It's just like
we gotta have Luke Stone on as a guest. So I personally do know the guy who created Fund My Comic.
Oh yeah, Luke Stone.
Smaller. Yeah, that's.
I was just about to mention Fund My Comic.
Yeah, I think most of us know Luke Stone.
Nice. We gotta have him on as a guest.
Yeah.
And grill
him.
And
talk to Randy about it.
I'm not trying to insult the guy or his platform, but I'm just giving constructive criticism.
Yeah, it's good feedback.
Please,
good feedback.
Luke Stone.
We need feedback. That's why Kickstarter's done better, is because they're listening to the conversation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Luke's platform succeed just because he's an indie guy. I mean, he knows, he knows the industry, he knows where we're all at. So he's a good guy. But yeah,
he cares. He cares.
Yeah.
He's a comic nerd, and he cares. And yeah, that's what we want.
Yeah,
we do.
For sure.
We need more people that care about the industry.
I've heard a lot about Fund My Comic, but I haven't contributed to it. I haven't put anything up on there. What's your experience with it?
This was my first experience with Wolf and Batsy issues 10 through 13. Gotcha. And I got through it, nice. And they're on their way. They're on their way, but it wasn't as step friendly as, let's say, Indiegogo, which is really my only other experience. I haven't really kickstarted much, so I'm mainly an Indiegogo guy because I wanted to support Comicsgate and some of these other things. Sure. But I was still able to navigate and get my way through it. I'm somewhat smart. As a writer.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean we've done campaigns through Kickstarter and Indiegogo. This is one of the ones that we're going to try to do next.
Cool.
With our next launch. So I haven't used it yet personally, but I guess William, as far as going through and actually funding something, it's not. I imagine you're probably going to run into the same issues you'd run on a
few more steps, but
it
wasn't too encumbered. I was able to manage it. And
yeah, I mean they're not going to have as many resources as like a Kickstarter.
Here's another one for you that we've actually seen on the show.
It's doable. Just don't have 8 beers before you do it.
I'd say the biggest.
Don't drink and crowdfund.
Yeah, yeah.
Or do.
We've had a couple people come on the show that did crowdfunder, which is another.
Yeah,
one.
Drink a lot and then come to ours.
And then come by.
Drink and come to Ashes of Eden, please.
Exactly. I will say that. So I don't know what the percentage is on some of the other platforms, but Luke was telling me that like they were advertising they're only doing 3%, and for publishers they do like 2%. Yeah, so you keep basically all the money that you make on Fund My Comic, whereas like Indiegogo Kickstarter, it's like what 8% or something.
It's 7.
That's what I've been hearing with the other
I know Indiegogo is 7.
Yeah, so then they might have even lowered it a little, but yeah, so he's pretty competitive, and then it's pretty much everything on there is just comic books, so you're not in like a sea of other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my plug for Fund My Comic.
Yeah, no, I would not shy away from it. I'm going to promote mine on it, or we're going to promote ours on it.
Okay.
It's not over encumbering. If you have an IQ over 80, it's just that after 8 beers, the IQ drops. I just did this shit. I gotta click this, so it's probably user error on me because I'm also kind of a boomer.
Yeah, William's our resident boomer. So.
Yeah, I'm a boomer, so I don't want to definitely badmouth it because I love it, and I'm such a fan of Wolf and Batsy, and you guys, if you have not checked it out, if you like werewolves and vampires going from town to town in a funny way, it's a great comic, black and white. I can't recommend it more, and I think you can get the old issues still on Alterna.
Okay.
In their dollar bin.
Yeah, I like when people do like back issue or second chance for their older stuff.
Like catch up campaigns, those are fun.
Yeah, for sure. Because if I want to jump on and you're on like volume 2 or issue like 18, where am I supposed to start? So,
and it's the old adage of like we always have issue 1 lying around anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure, 1. Yeah,
dude, we all know that in conventions, what people want is that issue 1.
Exactly.
That's why you always have to have multiple copies of issue 1.
Yeah. Yeah, issue 1's probably the one we're going to have the most variants for too, just because of that very fact.
Yeah. I'm gonna at some point I want to try a strategy of having variants of just 2. So then you're like, oh, here's the 2. So you gotta buy 1. Like it's right there. You gotta get it.
Because
that's smart.
Issue 2s are usually the ones that are hardest to find, and I'm so surprised that they don't sell for more.
Yeah. I guess it's like a key issue thing is what people have been trained for, like so if you are thinking forward, you want to make sure 2 is something
important.
Something important too, as much as 1.
We thought about that a little bit. One of our like title character is introduced in issue 2, so we set it up that way.
Nice.
And she's hot too, so that doesn't hurt.
There you go. Put her on the cover.
Thank you for drawing. Thank you.
Well,
God bless you.
Come for the story and stay for the anime titties,
right? There's nothing wrong with an attractive feminine woman.
There's not.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
This is a clean.
Throw your stones.
Clean setup.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Yeah, God bless you.
Yeah. So while we're scrolling through, why don't you tell us about what you got going on here?
So this is Ashes of Eden. This is a post-apocalyptic story about humanity resurfacing to a new dawn. And as these adventurers called Terra Divers start to explore these ancient ruins, they're going and digging for these crystals called Halon crystals, because that's what powers their towns and villages and keeps their families warm and alive in the ice. But one day a dig goes horribly wrong, and instead of a crystal, our hero Ash unearths Eden, this girl from a forgotten civilization. So they have to start teaming up together and peeling back the lies of what they've been told this world is before Eden's past is erased forever, just like it says right there. So it's sort of like an uncovering conspiracy adventure dungeon crawler.
Nice. So I see that you have fantasy manga listed, Jesse. Now, is this an isekai? Like, does the main character get transported to a different world?
No,
I'm kind of tired of those.
It's a proposed. It's a proposed future.
Nice.
Proposed. What happens to us is sort of the big mystery that they're looking for through the series of like what happened to. They call us the Forgotten Ones, and what did we do? What did we mess up so bad to become forgotten? Is kind of their hunt.
And he doesn't get an inexplicable harem.
No.
Okay.
No, but I
Okay,
can see
good.
the influence of like. I mean, I for some reason I'm having trouble thinking off the top of my head, but I've seen like lots of anime that have like the like the mysterious like female character that gets discovered, and I can't think of an exact comparison off the top of my head, but like I can see the influence there.
Yeah, we pulled a little bit from like some of the things I grew up with and loved. Mega Man. So Mega Man, Legend of Zelda, those things are very much in there. Nadia, Secret of Blue Water. She's sort of the mysterious. She has like mysterious ties to the heart of their story, but you don't find that out until the last season. So that kind of thing, like a little Miyazaki meets video games.
Or maybe even like I don't know if you ever saw or like Big O. Like it was like a noir kind of
Oh yeah,
manga anime. I could see that too.
yeah. I found that a little later in life, but that that is that's here too. I'd say that's close to the vest for sure. Like Disney's Atlantis has a little of that feel going on also.
Yeah, I can see that.
Tate says Outlaw Star has a mysterious discovered girl. Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Outlaw Star, amazing anime for its time. There's the Halon crystal right there. It's an actual physical item we created because when Ash and Eden finally come together to start to peel back the truth of this world, something about their connection enables them to hear these vibrations inside the crystals, this ancient data that's like echoing from the world that came before. So we wanted to put ancient data inside the crystal to get you free comics.
Nice.
So all right, show it off one more time. Go ahead.
I'll show it up. So when you take the crystal and tap it to your phone, that pops.
Oh my god!
Oh, man. It's like an NFT.
Fucking nerd.
Not NFT.
Oh,
yeah.
And
cool.
then
That was so cool.
That is
NFT.
neat.
And then when you sign up on that page after you buy the crystal, you become one of our VIP readers. You get access to the first 5 issues as they release digitally before they ever go to print, ever go to Kickstarter, ever go to conventions. They go from my brain into your phone.
Nice.
So that's the red carpet sales pitch. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I like
Thanks,
that.
man.
So you get like my address and my personal, then like
Your
my phone number, and my
social security,
and then we sell it, and that's how we make money.
He's gonna like show up at your house breathing at the foot of your bed,
and that's how you fund your comic. No, that's a good pitch.
Give me money for your mug.
The real
Give me money.
Hey folks,
Give
our
me
costs
your
are
money.
expensive. Okay, you can't make something this good
without breaking into your house. And taking your
without
money.
breaking.
We send a fleet of drones to drop off the comics for you.
I hate to bring up a bad topic and kind of ruin the mood, but that's kind of what I do.
Oh man,
because I'm an asshole.
Classic William.
No affiliation with this brand.
Right. But the thought of piracy or something like that, does that intimidate you? Does that because it's probably going to happen, and I don't know.
What I'm hoping is people realize they can tap this unlimited times, and it ends up becoming like you bought the crystal, but you're also tapping your friends' phones too, and getting more readership.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're spreading the spyware and the virus on all this.
You've seen like the strain and everything, right?
Say that again.
The strain and all those.
Oh
like,
yeah.
where they infect people.
Right.
Like I will say though about piracy on that note, look, if anybody is like pirating my stuff and I can find it for free online, hell yeah.
Like,
that
I
means,
win.
yeah.
Okay.
That means it's worth uploading.
No, because there's different.
I made it.
Yeah.
No, and I agree with that. And
Exactly,
then
Tate.
there's another comic creator I won't mention who won't do. He's very successful, and he won't do digital because mainly of that reason. And I'm not
So
going to mention
scanners,
names, you know.
Well,
Hey, we all know, especially because we come from the 90s. We all know that if somebody wants your book on digital, they'll figure out a way to do it.
They will. That's what scanner. Don't mean to burst your bubble, but there's a thing called a scanner.
Yeah,
and you can take pictures of the comic too.
I use them. I know. I use them. Look, I got great scanners at work.
Right.
Everything I do at my law firm gets scanned.
That's why William's so interested.
I help a friend of mine. Of mine.
How mad are you going to be at me when I scan your comic?
Yeah, so my comics will never be digital. I'm going to tell you right now.
I just saw them the other day. They were digital.
Yeah, digitize it firsthand.
Again, I want to bring up the subject so we can talk about it.
Sure, I know.
But you know we're going to joke about it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, Oh no, go ahead.
No, if somebody, I agree with you. If somebody is willing to, whatever, put stuff out there for free, personally, I'm not going to like because I don't do it myself because I do think it's stealing. But at the same time, if there's that much, hopefully the sales equate to that. Somebody wants the actual physical book because comic fans, and I think we all are.
Sure.
You want the physical media. You want to hold thing in your hands on a rainy day with a cup of coffee and just read a comic book on that day. I mean, that's a beautiful thing.
That's a good day.
It is a good day. It's a great day, especially when you can get through multiple. Then it's a really good day.
Yeah.
That's why I always save like 2 volumes of whatever I'm reading. Like I always wait. So then I have like a nice 12 issues to go through.
That's not a bad
thing. Yeah, it's really nice.
When I was younger, I would do that with limited series. Yeah, I'd be like, read the whole thing in one shot.
Right. Yep. But no, I do agree with you. Wait, your name is Will, right?
Yeah.
William or Will?
William. Okay, because I keep reading Morb, and I'm like, it's Morbin time, but I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, so I was more before that ever went down.
I believe you, Morb.
He was in the streets yelling.
You know what? In the immortal words of that movie Office Space, why should I change? He's the one that sucks.
I watched Morbius twice on purpose. So
God bless you.
Listen, thank you.
Okay, you know what?
Someone needs to.
I didn't have to. Yeah.
I'm going to throw out a hot take. I didn't hate that movie as much as the media made me out to want to hate it.
Yeah.
I hated it more than the media. But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, I didn't hate Spider-Man 3 as much as the media wanted me to hate it.
Sure. That one.
That's how I felt about Amazing 2. Amazing 2, I loved actually.
Oh, I hated that one.
Yeah.
I hated it too. God.
But I also like.
Amazing.
Here's the thing, though. I like Venom. I like Venom, and I liked the second one too. I like both of those.
Nice.
Carnage.
I think they're absolute train wrecks, and they're so beautiful to watch. Like, oh my god! But I also love Venom and Carnage. So like, So like,
well, I like Tom Hardy.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. He's
and it would have been great if they instead of Furiosa, they just made a Mad Max movie with Tom Hardy. I know everybody wants Mel Gibson.
Didn't they already make one with Tom Hardy?
Yeah, but he was a secondary character. He was playing second fiddle to Furiosa in that film, and that's what I felt. And I'm like, this is a bait switch. I mean, it wasn't a terrible movie.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, how many times can I say I've been happy and like excited to watch a 2-hour car chase? Like I never thought I'd be able to say that in my life.
I mean, you can watch Fast and the Furious, I guess. I mean, those movies are fun, but
they are fun. It's a car superhero movie.
Yeah. Right, exactly. I mean, they could be. I mean, they launch a car into space. That's pretty superhero.
That's pretty dope.
What was the sequel with
Diesel
the
never
dies? What was the sequel with the 2 guys and you saw the car actually swing on a line?
I'm a Tom Hardy fan. So
yeah, he's great.
Like, and a Sean Bean fan. They kind of go together.
Every time he dies,
they should. Yeah, dude. I saw this movie called Black Death, 2008. He got drawn and quartered, and they showed it. They showed his arms popping out of his.
Damn.
Yeah, you got to watch that movie. They come across these necromancers. It's a great idea for a comic, and then they dude, probably his worst death. I don't know if we ever get him on the channel, we'll ask him. But I think that's it. It's called Black Death, 2008. Check it out. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn.
I like slow burn movies.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's about crusaders, and they come across necromancers, and
sweet.
It's good. I liked it. I don't know, whatever, but yeah, pick it up on DVD. Go to Amazon, and he dies in probably the worst way I've ever seen him die. It's sickening. It's not like
it's not
Brave. It's not like Braveheart where they show it.
like they cut away in Braveheart. Yeah.
Did they don't cut away in Game of Thrones though? When isn't he beheaded in Game of Thrones?
I just started watching that again with my wife. So they cut away like right as the sword hits the neck.
It goes down. Okay.
But then they show his head on a spike. Like
that's pretty cool though.
Head. It's pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
You know,
still the 8th season was still terrible.
If somebody killed me and put my head on a spike, I'd probably be honored.
You know, I would if somebody put my head on a spike.
Yeah,
I'd be cool with that.
I would too.
Yeah,
it's like you want my ugly mug like decorating your house.
Yeah, like that's what I like. You know, when they hang like up the bodies under the bridges and everything is like a symbol. Like if that happens to me, I'm flattered. Like, you want my pretty corpse to hang up in?
I'd love to be a
symbol, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's about sending a message. Hell yeah, I'm the message.
you know, preserve it. Like
this is the message.
Put some, and you probably have people who preserve it. So put some oil on it or whatever the fuck you have to do to preserve skin. I'm not a physician.
No, just be like, so why do you keep that up there? Oh, it's for the message, and this is what he wanted in his will.
It's for the it's for the grant.
Imagine that somebody's will. I want my head on a spike.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's like this. If you get your ass kicked, you want to get your ass kicked in a way that's like monumental.
Right.
It's like, wow, that guy really got his ass kicked. He's like, yeah.
If I get my ass kicked, I want to learn something from it.
Is it because we play D&D and in D&D we want that kind of a thing, or is this like a normal thing?
In D&D, I want the glorious goofy deaths. Like that's what I want, and I also want that in real life. But I'm also the guy who wants a clown at my funeral too, and a magician. Like I want people to laugh at my funeral. I'll be real with you. Like,
I mean, that's a really solid, realistic goal.
Like, yeah,
you put that in your will.
Really have someone come around with cards. You open it and says, "See you later."
Right. I want somebody to take my phone and text people from it and be like, "Hey, thanks for coming." Like, that's what I want.
Dude. I think my favorite thing so far from when I die is I want somebody to run in the clothes that I died in and go, "Okay, hold on, guys. I got a big explanation. It's all timey-wimey."
Yeah, be like the doctor.
That's awesome.
That'd be awesome. I would love that. That's what I want in it. I want it in a D&D campaign as well. Is I want everybody just to make it a point to die in the most glorious ways possible. Like, because my character died of beheading because he blew up a dark elf city. Yeah, he was schizophrenic, and he every time when he freaked out, he would cast a random spell. Well, unfortunately, he casted Meteor while he was in the Dark Elf underground city, and he killed half of the city, and he was beheaded.
So there's this RPG system that I love called Shadow of the Demon Lord, and they're coming out. He's coming out with his second system in August called Shadow of the Weird Wizard, and he worked on 5e and Warhammer. So Shadow of the Demon Lord is kind of like horror fantasy and is grim dark, and then Shadow of the Weird Wizard is going to be high fantasy. But in Shadow of the Demon Lord, they have this spell called Hateful Defecation, and you literally make somebody explode from their own shit.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
That's hateful. That's awesome.
That's a bad way to go.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, some of the stuff, like when they talk about vampires, they say, well, if you're a vampire, you have this affinity to count things, for Sesame Street.
Yeah.
So the guy has this tongue in cheek, but a lot of his great ideas, his name is Robert Schwab, and they never really went into 5th edition. I think Mike Merles might have cut him off. And so he created his own RPG, and you can look him up. Shadow of the Demon Lords already has a ton of stuff, but it is grim dark, and you'll probably die. But if you want an RPG system, you'll probably die within the first 3 levels. But if you want a higher fantasy,
I played Dark Souls.
I was gonna say it's like the Dark Souls of D&D, probably.
It is. But if you want the higher fantasy, more survivable, he has a new one coming out in August, and it's already been kickstarted. I think he's made like $500,000 off it. Shadow of the Weird Wizard, similar rule system and stuff like that. But the guy did work on 5. So if you're familiar with 5e, you'll definitely be familiar with this system, and it's just a unique take, though. But yeah, when that spell is from the Chaos School or something, and you make somebody shit themselves to death, and it's just
that
hilarious.
Sounds beautiful.
3d6, if they don't.
That's.
What are the hit points like in this game? Oh my god!
You start at like 10, and you maybe get 1 or 2 per level. I mean, honestly,
pretty lethal. Yeah,
that is lethal.
It's lethal.
That's how that looks. It looks pretty. Wow, that does look pretty cool, though. Holy
but
crap.
if you want a more high fantasy survivable game, he made this for the people who didn't want that. What he had.
So you're right. He made 411,000.
That's
okay.
awesome.
So 400,000.
Yeah.
Oh, just 400,000. Yeah,
just 400,000. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. And the rules are probably compatible with Shadow of the Demon Lord, but yeah, it's a great system. Best multi-classing I've ever seen in any RPG.
Raph, we can bring snacks. What the fuck? I should have brought snacks.
Anyway,
I know.
I'll have some.
Forgot to bring my whiskey bottle.
But you're probably gonna die.
See, that's cool though. Like, if I could die in a fun way, I'll be cool with making another character and then finding another fun way to die.
I downloaded off a drive-through RPG, so he has adventures on there for like $2. You can buy it for $2. They're like 6 pages. He had one called Dead by Dawn, which was.
Do you know if Shadow of the Demon Lord and the Weird Wizard are going to be compatible?
Pretty close. I think the magic system's going to be a little bit different, but as far as the stats and everything else, they're going to be pretty close.
So you can probably squish them together if you wanted to.
Yeah, and there's a Reddit Shadow of the Demon Lord that people ask those questions. And
okay, cool. Probably
it's going to be similar to why can't I remember the name? The vampire and the werewolf the LARP.
Oh, you mean World of Darkness?
Yeah,
Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah, thank you.
No,
yeah,
this really is an amalgamation of D&D 5e with Warhammer. It really,
okay.
Wow.
Where you can choose a career at any time. So you can be a warrior and then be a wizard and then be a paladin and then you don't really lose anything. You can't really break your character like
you just bulk up.
3.5. Obviously you're not going to be the best at everything if you follow a path, but multi-classing isn't going to hurt you that bad.
I remember playing. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think I want to start branching out from. I don't know how much you guys have seen about the 5.5 updates. I guess that's what everyone's calling it at this point.
We spent what 3 hours talking about them last week.
Yeah, in fact, we could you got us. We could look at some of the videos they have posted to see like what they're gonna do, to one of your favorite classes. But anyways, I think
terrible.
I mean, I think I want to start branching off into some other tabletop RPG systems. Because, like, I know Kyle and I've been playing 5th edition like the last 4 or 5 years at this point.
It's funny that you say that because 5th edition, like I started playing it recently as a DM, and that's only because the people that I was DMing, they know that better than anything else. So I stayed with 3.5 for a long time.
I did too. That's where I started. I played the Vampire the Masquerade as well. We used to go to a park and LARP like idiots, and it was the greatest thing in the world. But I made a narcoleptic vampire. It was fun.
That's funny, dude.
He'd fall asleep during battle. So it'd be great.
So
fall asleep.
So everyone who played Vampire the Masquerade also LARPed?
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, a local group of people here that played it, and they did that too.
There was so I live in the Bay Area, and Santa Cruz is not far off from me.
Okay.
And there's a huge vampire LARPing community because of Lost Boys. Because Lost Boys was filmed in Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like vamps. They go in the mountains and weird shit.
And there's weird shit in those mountains.
Yeah.
I bet that's a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. In fact, a girl I went to high school with was an extra in the Lost Boys.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
And, but it's funny. So she got done, and she thought she was like fucking Meryl Streep, and she's giving like teachers her headshot. Like she was never.
I gotta say, I've seen it because I've done a couple of things where you play extra, and some of these extras take it really serious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She did, and she wasn't like unattractive. Well, anyway, so I'm living with my friend who is a offensive lineman for San Jose State, and she hooked up with him, and I don't know if I can say this. She gave him crabs, and
she talked a big game. Real big game.
It's like he's like, I felt something running across my thumb. I said, you better go to the clinic, man, and wash your sheets.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
wow.
It's too bad. But that's back when crabs existed. But now girls are doing their due diligence, and God bless them for that. And crabs are about to go extinct.
Now
if only guys could catch up.
That is fair.
Yeah, no, but it's hard to cut around that areas, especially when you're visually impaired.
It's true.
That's fair.
In this day and age, they have these machines that do the job for you.
I'm visually impaired, and so it's like, oh shit, I got something there, and got to put Neosporin on it.
Yeah, you could get a lawnmower from Manscaped. All right, Ralph, cut to our Manscaped commercial.
Right. And
I will say though, speaking of the Lost Boys, me and my wife are watching Interview with a Vampire.
Hell yeah.
Anne Rice on AMC, and oh my god, I wish I didn't sleep on that. My god,
good.
It's great. Like it's the gayest thing I've ever watched, but it's awesome. Like it's awesome.
If you're watching Interview with a Vampire, like you should know what you're getting into.
Oh, 100% I did.
Well,
like I knew what I was getting into, but
how close is it to like the Tom Cruise?
It's not close to the books.
Not at all. No.
Okay, really?
Actually, the movie, because I'm an Anne Rice, I've read up through Pandora.
Oh shit!
So
okay.
Yeah, so that's why I won't even start the series because
it's so much fun.
Yeah, but again, I'm an Anne Rice purist, and in the movie actually did a very good job of outlining the story. I just thought a lot of the casting decisions were shit.
They were weird.
Like Brad Pitt was. I didn't believe him as Louis. The only casting decision I really liked was Armand as Antonio Banderas.
Oh, yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
It's good.
He nailed that.
He's brilliant in anything he touches, though.
Antonio,
he's
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even in Spy Kids, he was great.
Yeah.
Or as Zorro.
It was Danny Trejo.
As Zorro, I thought he was a great Zorro.
Wonderful.
He was fantastic, Zorro. Love him.
To me, he's like Zorro was a big part of my childhood. Like he's my definitive Zorro.
Yeah,
sure. That was one of the characters that he was. I think that was like the first movie I saw with him in it. It was great. But no, I was really.
I'm not trying to shit on your enjoyment of it.
Oh no, I don't care. I get it.
I'm just kind
of. You were
really
more respectful than half the weebs or nerds
yeah,
out
no,
there
I get
who just don't know how to argue anymore.
No,
Right,
if you like it, look, if you like it, you like it, and that's cool. I've read the books and I love Anne Rice and what she created, especially if you've never read Memnoch the Devil. That is like the best damn freaking book. And I don't even think you need to really read the previous ones. Just realize that Memnoch, or realize that Lestat is at a power level, like level 20.
Yep.
Yeah. And when you read Memnoch the Devil, he tells the story of Satan and Jesus and their journey together as being cosmic policemen. It's mind blowing. It's a because that Satan he says his real name.
He says make a show out of that one.
Yeah. He says he goes by many names, but his real name is Memnoch.
They've avoided that book on purpose. It's her best book, and anytime anybody talks about making it, everybody panics.
Yeah,
really?
so it's
it has a Christian. I mean, it is, which is something they don't want to promote nowadays, is Christianity or God.
I don't think that's what the problem is. I think the Christians will get upset.
I think it's also would be really complicated too.
Do you think they would make that? I mean,
they made Good Omens. Like they made that into a TV series.
Good Omens. When you were just explaining it, I thought Good Omens. Like, there's another one that's kind of like that.
Yeah, that one was great too. The TV series. I read the book as well because I like Terry Pratchett as well. I think Reaper Man is a hilarious book.
Did you see the what is it? They made a sequel, right? So Good Omens 2.
Did they?
Yeah.
Wait, you mean the TV show? This TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't watched season 2 yet, but I'm talking about like the book I read too.
Yeah. Oh,
and
the
I
book,
watched the
book's
first
fantastic.
The book's
I was
great.
surprised they did a second season.
That's what I thought too.
The third season, so.
Well, that's what they're doing with Interview with the Vampire. Is that they announced that the third season is going to follow the second book, because I guess the first and the second season.
Lestat.
Yeah, so I guess
which is probably her best written book, but again,
no kidding.
Well, yeah, I think the Vampire Lestat. I think even Anne Rice has said
this is the best.
That the Vampire Lestat is the best damn book she ever wrote because she loves that character.
Didn't they make another movie that was in that series, but not?
It was the Queen of the Damned.
Queen of the Damned.
They meshed Lestat with Queen of the Damned. It just didn't really work.
That movie was weird. I watched it for the first time like a couple of months ago, and I got to tell you, I didn't know Jonathan Davis did the voice from Korn, the singer of Korn. He did he was the
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, that's his point. Jonathan Davis wrote the music for it, and he did he was the main vampire's singing voice.
Oh, sick!
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, and but that's the thing is the music and that movie is really well shot, but God, that story is really hard to get through.
Yeah. I mean, Memnoch the Devil was great. It's like when he met Lestat. Lestat has preternatural senses, and he goes, "Don't worry, I won't let you hurt yourself." Because he was the devil. He's setting off all of Lestat's senses to a blistering level. He goes, "I'm going to tone it down. I'm not going to let you hurt yourself." Let me tell you a story, because it really started with I think it was in the previous novel, Tale of the Body Thief, where God and Satan are sitting down at a coffee shop and having a conversation, but nobody can see them except Lestat. He sees him. He goes, "Oh,
this
shit.
is weird."
Yeah, that's yeah. And then that's where like Memnoch, and then he goes through his adventures and he changes bodies, and it's not that good a novel in my opinion. But But then Memnoch the devil kind of extends on that, and the devil actually tells him, I was there when I told Jesus not to do it. I said, do you know what they're going to do to you? Do you know how this feels? Why are you doing it? And you don't know if they're lies or truths because it's so well written. Some are lies and some are truths, and it's just so great to see the back and forth between Lestat and Memnoch. And
hell yeah, I'll have to look at it all.
That's
Yeah,
definitely an awesome
awesome.
recommendation.
Yeah,
I'll check that out.
Great, yeah.
It really is, and I think you can read it. Just realize that Lestat is basically supreme vampire extraordinaire. He is he's the top gun. He took out the first two vampires and he drank their blood. So he is the top dog as far as vampires, the undead world. And he has a sit down with the higher ups, as you will.
Nice.
Is it still gay?
I feel like it has.
No, it's really. I don't think it's really gay. No,
okay.
I don't think it really has that.
Because right when I first started watching it and everything, I was like, "Ha, gay," and then I got.
Well, see, Lestat was billed as he's basically bisexual.
Oh
Right.
God, yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
he's bisexual
For sure.
But Louis was heterosexual.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
until
he took the vampire dick right up the butt, and
oh no.
No, that was the funniest scene in it when they had that scene, because Louis goes, I was never a homosexual until after that. And I was like, oh, so it must have been really good.
Well, he was
Until
never
after
really,
that.
Right,
because
he
never
was persuaded.
They kind of had a love for each other, but it wasn't homosexual in the books. Louis was always that way, hetero. And he even his because again, Lestat started fucking with kids. If you remember the movie and remember the first book, and Louis didn't like that. Like, you're fucking with kids, and and
she's older in the TV show.
Yeah, Claudia. Yeah, she's like 18, I think.
Aged up. Oh yeah, that's way
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, she's fun too.
But in the book, I think she was 9 or something.
Same thing they did with the movie. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
accurate,
the
Yeah, they did.
was accurate.
But they didn't. I don't remember the movie being as explicit. I mean, he turns her into a vampire, obviously.
Yeah.
But
He does, but he again,
I guess just-
things that he's attracted to, he turns into a vampire. So
Yeah.
he's attracted to beauty.
Yeah, I guess they insinuate
he's
it.
attracted to other things too. Then,
He's a Toreador.
oh no, they but it also has the guy who played Grey Worm in Game of Thrones as the lead. He plays
that's
Louis. And that's really funny because I get to see him like laugh and smile at it, and then I look at Game of Thrones and he's just stonewalled the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, he's like Christian Stewart. He does have a personality. You're not just a weirdo that can't emote. So no, it's a good show, but I'm definitely interested now in checking out those books too, though. I'm glad somebody got to
I feel like
compare
sometimes
it and
people
stuff.
they see the visual and they forget to check out the where it comes from.
Yeah, actually, I did that with the movie Warm Bodies, because I was really intrigued with that when it first came out. The movie came out, I was like, oh, I want to see that because that sounds creepy. And then I watched it. And yeah, it's necrophilia, like it's promoting that. And then I read the book, and it's way much worse than the actual movie. Like,
worse than necrophilia. All right.
well, I mean, it was like, oh, they really put it harder.
They really love those bodies. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
with Memnoch, I think there's definitely a forward, but you can definitely, I think, read it just understanding that Lestat is supreme, and then it gets into a whole new story about the history of not just the devil and God, but the history of mankind, really. in the history of vampires. It really is
that's interesting.
probably. I think it's her best. I mean, she thinks Lestat is.
No, I agree with you. I think it's that one. I don't think Lestat is her best. It's good, but I think it's this book we're talking about now.
Memnock.
Memnock.
You attempted to say it. I was like, I'm not saying it.
Memnock.
Nice.
Memnock the devil.
Because I always say Nemnuts.
Nemnuts the devil.
Brilliant. It's fucking brilliant.
That's awesome.
It really is.
No, I love that theme. I love that theme though, that she even dips into that about like the true history of mankind. Like that's a big theme I love playing with. In like Ashes of Eden, like when you hear that title, what's the first thing you think? Probably Adam and Eve, biblical, right? Creation. But this is taking place in the future, so how are we dealing with that?
Adam hunting Zeus.
Right.
And what's cool about it is you're getting the perspective of the devil. So you don't know if because it's written very charmingly and very straightforward. There's nothing evil about this guy. He's basically like God's policeman.
Okay.
But you don't know if that's true or false. He's playing a mind fuck on Lestat. And it's just,
I feel like that's the devil done right, though, because you're not supposed to know whether he's telling the truth or telling a lie or what he's up to, you know?
He's literally the most unreliable narrator.
Right.
Literally the most.
Would you like to live deliciously?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to move on from interviewing the vampire. Sorry.
No.
Shattermare Live, now the fan stream for interview with the vampire. So you guys, everyone here's played Dungeons and Dragons, right?
No.
Yes.
No, yes. Maybe. Okay.
I feel like both of us just lied.
Every edition except second. I was into War. What was it? Rollmaster in the late 80s, early 90s. So, but
yeah, you've played every version of D&D.
Yeah.
I played.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I played the second edition and I played 3.5. 3.5 is the one that I played the most.
Okay, I'd say probably the same. Although I guess at this point it's probably 5th edition. I played a lot of Pathfinder too, which was like 3.75. First edition.
Pathfinder's 3.5 just done better.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of reset it. Yeah, like using the same OGL, the same system. They kind of reset it, and then eventually it got pretty convoluted too. And then they came out with 2nd edition. But like William was saying last week, we kind of did deep dive into like some of the core mechanical changes that they're doing. So I just want to see if you guys want to watch a video and see if maybe like they either improve on or potentially ruin your favorite class. Like I'm kind of interested in watching. We don't have to watch it. Like some of these are like 30 minutes plus, but I know like Kyle and I, we end up playing a lot of warlocks and like wizards.
Funny that you say that because I actually haven't played any warlocks.
Yeah, but you took a feat just to get Devil's Sight, so you basically play warlock. Yeah.
Because everyone else in the group picked warlock and was like, I can see in darkness. I'm gonna cast magical darkness. I'm like, what am I just gonna walk in and not see anything? Come on.
Yeah, warlock is like the spice of 5th edition. It's like pepper, salt. It goes well with pretty much everything. So we can watch that one, or if you guys
made me start to lean towards like I would just not allow multi-classing.
Yeah, you could do that as a house rule. So they have updates for like classes, crafting, spells. Do you guys see one that you want to look through, and then we can, talk shit about it, I guess. Anyone in particular? If not, I'm just gonna pick the warlock one.
I think you want warlocks, so pick it.
All right. Oh wait, shit. Maybe you should do this, Ralph. I don't know if my audio is gonna come through. Like I don't know.
Play it
today, and there's a lot of new things.
I hear it.
You hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. I'll drive, I guess, and then you guys just Hold on, let me do this so I can see both screens. All right, if you guys want to comment on something, just tell me to pause it and I'll pause it. Otherwise, we'll just skip around. Gonna EFAP this.
Things in the new player's handbook.
The Warlock was, like all of the classes, a fun journey for us as we returned to it and looked at what could we do.
In case anyone's wondering, I already made fun of this guy's haircut last week, so we can skip
Oh,
that.
okay, never mind. I was about to say.
You want to throw something in real quick?
Yeah,
Syndrome.
Well, there's Syndrome too, but he also looks like one of the people who got kicked out of the Trolls movie.
Oh, nice.
That was my thought process. I was like, oh, his hair's not long enough, so they can
Like
leave.
Like he took the dye out because the receding hairline. and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
nice.
That's
I like
something
it.
about the Trolls movie.
Yeah, something trolls.
Something on the Trolls. There's
Down
there.
syndrome. Something.
We all agree. We all agree.
Take this class that so many people love playing with its very
fuck
unique
yourself.
spell.
I was just saying, well, didn't he just say I hate this class? I'm like, well, go fuck yourself.
No, they said we're gonna take this class.
Yeah, we're.
Oh,
because
okay.
people
I
love
thought he said I
playing.
hate
And then
this
he's about
class
to say
and
it and ruin it.
everything.
That would be a real Chad move right there. Fuck Warlock.
That would be awesome.
Our way of
That would've
tweaking
been-
Warlock is we're just gonna get rid of it and throw it in the trash because
Yeah.
fuck these guys.
Fuck you.
You like playing at this? You suck.
You
Back it
wanna
up a
sell
little bit.
Devil, huh?
We returned to it and looked at what could we do to take this class
is
that
Jeremy
so
Carver.
many people love playing with its very unique spellcasting system, its otherworldly patrons, its eldritch invocations. How could we preserve what's great about the class while also bringing
Throwing it in the trash.
improvements?
Can we pause it right there?
Sure. What's up?
Why not let the DM come up with the ideas to, especially with considering you're tethered, your magic and your power is tethered to an otherworldly being, that opens up all kinds of avenues for a DM to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's a lot of
I mean,
work.
that's the kicker. I mean, if you ask the rule book technically just kind of defers the DM on everything. I mean, it's like, oh, you know, you for DM things, blah blah blah. So, I mean, in that regards, they kind of do. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like even if you think Warlock's OP, in theory, depending on your DM, I mean, they could be like, well, your patron thinks that you should, you know, light that barn on fire or whatever.
Like
That's a
you
real thing that happens.
spend your time saving children and doing good deeds with the paladin in your party. Cut his throat if you want to keep the power.
Next time you want, you save a kid. For every kid you save,
Like,
I want you to sacrifice one.
Yeah, how dare you save children? I'm giving you the infernal power. How dare you save kids or work with a paladin?
How dare you waste it?
So let me ask you guys. You guys seem to be like in the Warlock's side. Though, you know, I've barely ever played it, and I barely ever paid attention to it. So what's the seduction of Warlock?
It's OP.
It's overpowered. But here's the thing: is that you get your power from different. I don't want to say deity, but a different form, and some are evil, some are good, I guess, and some are Cthulhu.
Yeah,
so
the flavor of Warlock, or like how it meshes with the mechanics of it, is it's like it's not like the sorcerer where it's innate, but you make a pact with some like god or demigod or powerful being, right? Like some kind of eldritch.
You basically sell your soul.
You make a pact. Well, maybe
In a
directly if it's like a devil, but you don't necessarily sell your soul if it's like just someone, like say it's like some kind of trickster god, and they're like, oh, I just want you to be like my avatar on the material plane or something, right?
It's
So
funny
they're
that
like,
you're saying all this because recently Chad and I were playing on this one shot, and then one of the things that we were doing was we took our characters from our comics and made them into characters in the D&D one-shot campaign. And as I was looking through all this stuff, I found that the Warlock was the best way to fit what I was trying to do with the character I had, because the character is way OP in the story. So the only way to do it was to make him a warlock, and then have the deity that he's following be himself. It's just that he's made the human avatar that he's using to accomplish things.
Yeah, that's nice. little Trinity going on there.
Exactly.
He's the
It's
Catholic.
all about me, folks.
You created Jesus.
Hey guys, I actually got to run because I only had until about 9:30 to come on.
Oh shit.
That's
Yeah.
okay. I always have a 10 o'clock cutoff.
Well, Chad, before you go, why don't you tell them what your book is? Tell them all the good stuff. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. So my book is actually Set the Hook. It's currently live on Kickstarter. It's about a man who's very angry at a fish. So if you love Hellblazer meets Moby Dick, you will love this book. Yeah, it's a revenge story. It's about an alcoholic that his dad was murdered by a fish, and he is now scouring the state to find where this fish is located.
Nice.
So it's a great read. It's through Catalyst Comics. Otis is an alcoholic who absolutely despises everything and who will do anything to get the job done, like sacrificing children to lure out a fish, because some bigger fish like smaller prey. So we got all kinds of. We actually have right now.
I love the concept, man.
Thank you.
That's creative.
It's a supernatural noir story, and it's funny, Raph, I actually have the oh, there's Jessica. Hi, Jess. She is gonna kill me for calling her Jess, but whatever. But I have the D&D one shot tier up that I just dropped. So you can actually back that as well with the guy who Raph and I just played with.
Exactly.
So yeah, so
tell me a little bit about that before you go. Explain a little bit more, since you actually put the tier on your Kickstarter. Go ahead.
Yeah, so there's this guy, Mike Tennant. I don't really remember how to say his last name exactly, but he's a voice actor and professional voice actor and professional DM. And what he does is he does these one-shot campaigns where you get to play as your comic created character. And you get to build it, and then he puts you in this like 2-3 hour scenario, and you get to play a one-shot D&D campaign as your character with a bunch of people. It's a lot of fun. Raph and I had a great time with Ray and Sarah, I think was the other one, and there was one other, or was it just us?
It was Ray, Sarah Cook, yourself, me, and Andrew.
Andrew, that's right. Yeah, he was there too. So. And the artwork is like really poppy, but also muted and very colorful. There's all kinds of shit that goes on in this book. The reason why there's these fish is because the Hell's Aquarium decided to overflow into Earth.
Shit.
That's amazing. Look at
this.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's the Slash Adventures bookmark. So if it's funded, every physical backer gets that.
Wait. So you guys, all you gotta do is fund the book, and if the book funds, you get one of these.
Every physical backer gets a bookmark. That bookmark.
Now you're just teasing.
I know. I'm
you see, Brian. That's what I was talking about with my book.
Well, we're not talking about your book right now.
I know, but I love
everyone go fund this. You're like halfway, right?
Yeah, I'm halfway. It's 8 days, so we got. I'm also working on a couple of one shots as well. Which one of them is about a dog in a salmon costume named Little Shit.
Nice.
Yeah, he's set in Texas, so that's going to be fun. And it's written as a Western, but one of those old timey Westerns where it's like the guy's playing the banjo and going, "Let me tell you a story about."
I love that.
Yeah, it's a great read. It's going to be fun.
Look, it went up.
Oh, hey. Nice. I don't know. Thank you.
You should have 36 backers now.
Yep, 36 backers, 603. There you go.
Yay, thank you.
Hey, do you have the link for that DM?
Like the tier itself.
I have it somewhere back here. So as we're talking, I'll bring it up.
Okay. All right, no problem.
Yeah.
Because that's interesting.
It's an interesting tier that he put into his book. And he was like, "Hey Ralph, what do you think?" I'm like, "I think it's a good idea."
Yeah,
that's an awesome.
And
idea.
I had to go looking for some money to get myself into that tier because it just sounded like fun.
It's not actually, if you go down to the tiers and you find it, it's 6 slots. So if anybody is interested, I have one person who decided to do it, and then once we have a full team, we can get the ball rolling. And Mike's already agreed to it. So
Nice.
I mean, he did. I threatened him, so he has to.
He's contractually obligated.
Yes, he is. Otherwise, I will destroy him. No, anyway. But yeah, there's also original artwork you can get. Yeah, Michael Towson. He's really fun too. Very chillax guy.
It looks like somebody already pledged on it. Look.
Yes, somebody did, and I'm very excited. Thank you. Thank you everybody who's been backing it. But yeah, he was great. He let my character Otis, the main character of mine, because when like a mosquito thing bit him, and because he has just nothing but alcohol in his blood, the mosquito bat gained poison damage.
About that.
Yeah, that's great.
The mosquito died of alcohol poisoning.
Exactly.
Yeah, he got alcohol poisoning. It was awesome. I'm like, I didn't even like, that wasn't even his ability. Like, Mike just did that.
I tell you, in Minnesota, that never happens, man. They developed a resistance.
They developed the immunity to it. But thank you, Jed. Thank you for backing it, man. So I have 8 days left, and I'm very excited about it. That's going to be a 4-issue miniseries. So right after the first one backs, jumps up or gets funded and everything, they'll move right on into the second one, and it'll be good to go. And then I got all kinds of other one-shots. The little shit one I'm very excited about because it's my first time writing a Western. So
That's awesome.
Brilliant.
He has 8 days to go. He needs to get to 1,000. He's at 603 now, so it's only 400, not 300.
We can make that happen.
Oh God, yeah. I'm not. It's mostly I'm gonna do it by the skin of my teeth, like kind of like John Westhoff. Like I know that's gonna happen, and that's
definitely
fine.
that. You know you're gonna be in for a long haul there.
Yes, but I will say though, my blood pressure is incredibly high because of this. I'm like, God damn it.
You're preaching to the choir, son.
Yeah, fucking kill me. But anyway, all right, guys, I gotta run. So it was good meeting you all.
Yeah, it was great having you, man.
Thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate that. You were great. I think
you were great, Chad.
You have some great ideas.
Yep.
Thank you. Stop it. You're gonna make me blush, and I'm gonna hate it. Just you have to promise me though. Show me your one eye.
It'll happen. It's all
happen one day.
We'll do an eye reveal when we get somebody.
We'll do an unboxing video.
Yeah.
At 200 backers, he'll lift the patch.
You gotta back my book.
There you go. It's one of the tiers in the Kickstarter.
At 200 backers, he'll lift the patch.
Exactly.
It's a one of one. You get the original eye.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you later.
It's also
Great.
That's fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jesse. I forgot to ask you.
Great idea, though. Wow.
So you played 3.5 and 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait.
Never.
What the hell is 4? What's this thing called 4? I never.
Yeah,
heard
I'm sorry.
I played 4.
I'm more like dabbled.
I actually have all the books. I played it for 8 months and quit. I even had a subscription to, because Wizards at the time had a subscription.
Gotcha.
Where it was like $15 a month or $99.
I'm gonna keep saying it. What the heck is this 4 thing? It doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you're
absolutely right. You know what? I gave it the old college try in my gaming store, and it really was just so tedious and
yes, it was
mind-boggling. Like, oh, well, you got to do this, and then you can shift them here, and then shift and shift and shift and shift.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, okay, I'm gonna kill myself because
if you guys think that 5 is very figure related, 4 was even worse.
Yeah,
it's the worst of all time.
I can imagine. Yeah,
it is World of Warcraft on tabletop.
Exactly. That's a great analogy. I'm going to use that. But World of Warcraft is more fun.
At least classic. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, my brother been a DM for many, many years, running these incredible campaigns that he builds, and I just kind of jump in every now and then with my characters, and he kind of helps flesh them out. We dabbled in, I'd say we more dabbled in 4 than like stuck to 4, but yeah, mostly 3.5.
Okay, nice, Ralph. I think you're well. Go ahead.
Well, you don't even have to ask me for what I've been saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could guess.
I looked at 4 and I was like, no, I'm not doing this shit. But I did a lot of 3.5. I played 3 and 2, and like I said earlier, the kids or the people that I'm DMing now, they wanted to go with 5.0, and I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. I started with 5 with Kyle. 5th is the only one you've done, right?
I played D&D a really long time ago when I was a lot younger, and I don't even remember what edition it was.
It's probably either 2 or 3.
Probably 2 or 3, yeah.
I mean, like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's probably 2 or 3.
Probably, yeah.
Probably 3.
It wasn't an extensive amount of playing that I did, but
like someone just handed you a character and they're like, "Oh, come play this
go,
game."
go.
I don't even remember if I made my own character or not. I know he didn't last very long. I played actually when I was like really young. I played a little bit of Shadowrun.
I've done Shadowrun.
Yeah,
And
those are interesting. Where they're not
there
a
was a
D20
Dragon Ball
system.
Z tabletop that I played a little bit of.
Oh.
that's cool.
I mean, I played all the early TSR games, from obviously Dungeons & Dragons to Gamma World to Star Frontiers, which is one of my favorite, if not my favorite sci-fi still this day to go to. Top Secret, Boot Hill. And then I got into Rollmaster, and it was actually Middle Earth role playing first, and then Rollmaster, which is very, very, very chart. But the guy who was our DM was a physics major.
Oh, cool.
So he loved all the math. If you think 3.5 is a lot of math, Rollmaster is 10 times more than that. But it's cool.
I mean, 5th edition is definitely better for newer players, I'd say.
Oh, completely.
It's
I
newer
agree with
player
you, yeah.
friendly.
I agree with you.
Yeah, but I think my overall issue is like the reason why I'm so pessimistic about this new D&D or one D&D or whatever they're calling it. We'll just say 5.5.
Right.
Is they're gonna dilute it so much for new players. It's just like everything's gonna be so samey. You're gonna be like, oh, cool, I could play a wizard or another kind of wizard or another kind of wizard or I could play a fighter or like this fighter who just punches things.
But I'm going to go back to Final Fantasy Tactics after this.
Yeah, there you go.
That's where I'm going.
Be a more like interesting, complex game,
Right.
So, but yeah, I'll let you guys decide for yourself. I want to hear what you guys think. I think I'm pretty biased already. So.
Okay.
One of the new things that Warlock players will see right away at level 2 is a new feature called Magical Cunning. And Magical Cunning is a way for Warlocks to get some of their packed magic back sooner than just on short rests and long rests. We knew that Warlocks often feel overly constrained when it comes to their spell casting, and so Magical Cunning is a way.
Wait.
Overly
constrained?
Do they?
Somebody who's never played the game.
Dude, I'm sitting here going, what
Jeremy
the
Crawford is
about?
supposed to be like the sage master.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be one of the designers.
Well, no matter what class you play, no matter what, everyone finds a way to complain. So I'm sure there are people that play Warlock that are complaining about being too constrained.
Right. Well, just give them extra spell slots. Yeah, and then give them this ability.
Just give them everything.
Give them everything.
That's what this sounds like. It's like, we're going to give you everything you want.
That's what I'm saying. You're just going to be a wizard.
In fact, you don't have to wait for a short rest. You can cast as many spells as you want.
Yeah. Look,
Dude,
here's the whole book.
Even in the one-shot campaign that we did, I was playing the Warlock, and he did the short rest thing, and it gave me a bunch of my spells back, and I was like, okay, this is kind of like interesting because it makes the mages and warlocks even more dangerous. They're dangerous as it is.
Yeah, you get all your
We like
shit back on a short
we
rest.
never do short rest, and the warlocks still pretty much plow. So
in a D&D first edition, it was the opposite, where wizards were dog shit until level 5.
Right.
Yep.
Until they got fireball.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Right.
it.
That was scary.
That's like the classic upgrade you had to do. Yeah,
exactly.
That was it.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
was
you were
the
waiting
tipping
for.
point.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to keep the wizard alive until they got fireball, and then they could, basically blast their way through anything for you. But there was balance in that, but it wasn't horizontal. It was vertical.
Right. But now you could just take Eldritch Blast, and I can be a better fighter, but from 120 feet away.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Go ahead. Keep playing.
Leave some of the pressure there. Now, with magical cunning at level 2, something that used to be at level 2, then
also I get all the bitches because I have an 18 charisma. And I'm just if it wasn't good enough, it wasn't OP enough for you guys.
And move to level 1, and that's
or 18
Eldritch
Riz, as the
Invocations.
kids say.
Eldritch.
Yeah, I wish Chad was still here. Then I can make more Chad jokes. Like, see Chad, you know what I'm
you gotta see
talking about.
see the character he plays. He's just funny as hell, man.
Yeah, I wish I could have been there for the. I might sign up for the tier so I can join you guys next time.
Yeah, I'm considering it as well. I enjoyed the last time.
Nice. I'll ask about that later. But yeah, that would be fun.
Invocations you start getting right away as a warlock, and over the course of your career, you're also going to get more of them than you did in the 2014 warlock. That required us to revisit every single Eldritch invocation, not only look at what.
Oh, wait, so I get more invocations? That's pretty sweet. That makes me more optimistic, but not for the not for good reasons, just for like shitty min-max reasons.
Right, you can actually outperform an invoker-focused mage.
Yeah.
Yay!
So I'm better than a sorcerer because you can have meta magic. Like, the whole reason sorcerer is good. Yeah. So the context, if you guys haven't been following along, like besides this video, is they're repeating the same mistakes that they had on 3.0 and 3.5, where on the surface it looks like the same core mechanics, right? You're like, oh, this is pretty similar. Like, it's the same kind of like tables and blah 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 and like rolls and bonuses. But if you try to play your, I guess they're calling it like the 2014 5th edition character in like a 2025 or whenever this launches, you're just going to be worse.
You're gimped.
You're just gimped, yeah. And I'm sure there's some stuff where it's vice versa, where it's like you're just better than the new stuff, depending on like, how much they end up nerfing some things.
I don't know, man. Like, as a guy who's played a lot of mages, I feel the whole thing with the mage, and I know that's what the issue is the fact that it's you're a mage. It's supposed to be complex. You're supposed to be the thinker of the group, and I feel like people just like they're like, oh, I want to be a mage, and they don't like all the stuff that comes with it. And I'm like, well, then don't be a mage.
Yeah. But that's the thing. They don't want to. They don't want to have archetypes. It seems like, because they don't want people to be scared to be like, oh, well, I can't do this or I can't do that, and so they're like, okay, well, anybody's going to be able to do anything.
But if you have a good DM, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, a good DM should put you in situations where you're playing to the individual strengths of the individual in each party.
Exactly.
And then you're working as a team because typically you want to fill a role, like you have your tank or your healer, your DPS or DPR or whatever, and then you guys, you have fun, work together, overcome a challenge. But I don't know, at least in 5th edition, it's already where it seems like most people are kind of a jack of all trades, where like you can do a little bit of everything. Like remember how much dump stats used to matter, and non-dump stats at 3/5, and like the bonuses you got for your ability, and like you were locked into they're changing race, by the way, so they're changing race to species.
Well, I saw that coming already because they already had like a major hissy fit about it.
Yeah. So they're doing all kinds of weird stuff like that. But like, like you used to be locked into a certain thing with like a race, like, like just playing like a human was like, okay, I'll get like +1 to.
See, but that was all part of the strategy, though, because
right.
You knew if you wanted to be a certain type of mage, then you would be an elf and get all the pluses. Yeah. Or if you wanted like a character that had all the benefits or a lot of pluses, you'd be the human. But you always knew that if you were trying to be something specific, you picked a specific race.
Right. And you had specialties. Yeah. And they were like
half-orc barbarian.
Right. Or like I'm going to play I'm gonna play rogue because I'll be a skill monkey or whatever, so I'll be this certain race. And you had it where that's where you create your archetypes and you had your different party roles and everything.
Yeah, I feel like what it feels like is taking all that strategy and dumbing it down, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
What it does and see if there are ways that we could improve it. But also we looked at, are the invocations coming in at the right levels? Invocations since they were in.
I was going to say real quick, remember when they used to have, like they would impose penalties on you for cross-classing?
Yeah.
For like multi-classing?
Yeah.
And some of them were pretty harsh too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've done a couple of multi-classes and it was always better to do something else than multi-class.
Yeah. So they get rid of that barrier. So it's like, yeah, that's why everyone dips 2 levels into Warlock. Because why not?
Okay.
Like why wouldn't I just have the ability to see in magical darkness, cast darkness, and then I have like greater invisibility for like 8 levels. Like why wouldn't you do that? I don't know. So
introduced often have level prerequisites, and we wanted to make sure that the prerequisites were right. And so people who are familiar with the Warlock will find that a number of invocations had their level prerequisites lowered. So there were a number that required you to be quite high level that you can now take at a lower level. But then because this feature is now available at first level, many of the invocations that didn't have prerequisites before now do, because we did not want most of the invocations to suddenly be available to you immediately at first level, but we also wanted to make it so that you would not be overwhelmed.
I don't know. He says that, but that's what it feels like he's trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you notice how he says, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by the choice. It's like, God forbid I have to like put some thought into building my character.
I feel like that's what they're taking away. I feel like it's the whole, the big fun of creating your character is creating your character. I understand that as a beginner. Okay, there you go. They're punishing the more experienced player because the more experienced player knows how to put their character together. They're rewarding the newer player, which makes it easier to get into the game. But then at the same time, you've taken away something from the more experienced player.
Yeah. They're trying to lower the barrier of entry, is what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
They're dumbing it down.
Yeah, but they're gonna lower it like the bar's gonna go through the floor. It's gonna crash through the floor.
That's what the problem is, though. I don't mind they're lowering it, but then now, as an experienced player, you're trying to do something. There's no point to
it. Yeah, like that's why I enjoyed about 5th edition is they streamlined the stuff so it was less. The mechanics were less complex, and they did some cool stuff that I thought they were gonna build upon, which is incentivizing people mechanically to role play.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a newer player, because to me the hardest thing wasn't even like the fun of theory crafting and doing basic math. The hardest part was like, okay, how do I like activate my imagination and actually get into this character and not feel like a weirdo?
It's
like
funny that
going
you
out
say
to
that because as I've been dealing with 5, I feel like 5 tries to take away the role playing aspect of it. It feels like it's more heavy on the figures and the the mechanics, and I feel like that's where the strengths are to it. Because like I find that when it comes to the role playing aspect of it, it's like you role play.
That's given. Yeah, I think I agree with you. What, William? Did you just fall down a flight of stairs?
Compared to fourth edition, it's a walk in the park.
Oh, I completely agree with you. Fourth. Oh, we lost somebody.
Oh, I think Kyle had to jump off.
Oh, okay.
Check
it's
the
past
private.
Kyle's curfew.
Well, it is 10 o'clock. So can you believe we've been talking for an hour and a half? It doesn't feel like it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's great.
You guys are so much freaking fun. It's so good to meet you guys.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate you having you on. Man.
No, thanks for having me.
It's our show, William.
Exactly. Thanks for, dude, I like the fact that you
appreciate you being.
Thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, that's what we're trying to say.
Thanks
for having me on.
I know it's getting confusing, guys, because it's a long feed, but
I love you, William.
I'm a writer, by the way.
He's the writer.
I think right now we're all writers. I think Jesse draws too, right?
Yeah, I'm the artist and illustrator. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Or writer, illustrator. That guy.
Okay. Man, I'm so jealous of you. You save so much money on paying artists.
Dude, but the downfall is everything takes way too freaking long. And so now I feel like now that issue 1 is done and stretching, the goal is like figuring out which hats to take off. Like what hats can I fill where I don't have to do everything and things can start producing a little faster. That's the hard part right now. That's the adventure we're on.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Well, you can't see me winking because I don't have my camera on, but we have a publishing company if you need help with stuff. I'm just awkward.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shattermare is they've been doing some great stuff, and they're actually bringing people on. So yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, we'll talk after. Talk after.
Want to talk offline? Yeah, for sure.
Right now, all my artists are doing stuff for conventions and other people, and so
nature of the beast.
Yeah,
you know what? And it's good because they're doing things and they're getting their names out there and they're doing great things. I mean, they're great.
Oh yeah, all that stuff helps you out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you're saying, there's a lot of logistical stuff that goes into,
definitely.
Actually producing and delivering the book.
It's true.
So not just the writing, and then like you said, the drawing is that takes a while as well.
It's so funny because we're in a place where it's easier, but that doesn't. I feel like when you tell people it's easier, they think it's easy. It is not easy, folks.
Not easy.
Getting a book out there, getting it done, getting all this stuff together is not. It's easier to get it done than it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely eliminate the amount of people that are involved, but you can't. I mean, a good quality book still takes a long time.
Yeah,
and it takes a lot of effort, like mental brain power. It's like you can't eliminate the time that goes into drawing a page.
I've been working on my comic for like 3 or 4 years now. Yeah, and people always act like, oh yeah, you make the comic and it comes out. No.
This issue took us about 4 years.
We're not crowdfunding yet. I'm funding it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the money's coming out of me, and so we've got.
Yeah, people think, and we like to tell people all the time, especially
and I'm the writer.
Nobody's making money off a Kickstarter. All they're doing is trying to make their book happen. Most of these people are putting money out of their own pocket, and they're hoping that the money you give them can make it happen faster.
Yeah,
we can recoup.
I mean, realistically, I'm probably going to lose my shirt on this one.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to put out a good story with great art, a good fantasy story. See where it goes. Hopefully it takes off. Hopefully enough people enjoy it. And but I'm not expecting, Netflix series or any of that bullshit,
but I can tell you that just based on the traction we're getting, people getting excited about it, we're going to have a much better launch on Mercenary Guild than we did on Hardly Heroes initially.
Oh wow!
You know,
we have a ton of original art now, and we do have cards and things that'll stretch goals and whatnot, trinkets and whatnot that you'll get, and those have all been paid for and done. So now we got to stop with the icing. We got to get to the cake. And we got to get this book done and just start hammering pages and whatever ideas somebody has. Oh, we should do. No, stop.
Yeah.
We're going to hammer the book, hammer it. And then at the end, maybe we can come up with new ideas or whatnot. But, I love Luke's art. I absolutely, and Luke as a person, I get to stream with him every Tuesday night, and we have a great time. And he's a wonderful human being, and so is his girlfriend, Flying Feline. Check out her channel, Flying.
I like
Feline.
the name, Flying Feline. Ooh.
Yeah, and she really was when these guys went to the convention a couple weeks ago. She was the photographer of everything, so she took photos of Irene and all these people, Billy
Maybe after my own heart.
And it just looked like a great time. And when it came time to when they partied at the hotel, the camera went back in the bag, which is smart.
Yeah, you don't want nothing happening to that camera.
Yeah, and but
go ahead, keep going. I'm trying to find the original art piece that
Luke Aglietta is as a human being, I love the guy. I really do. And I've never met him face to face, but I hope I can.
Not yet.
But as a and Brian's okay too. But
Brian's okay.
I'm just the bean counter.
Yeah. Just get back to your office. Anyways,
get back in my hole.
But his art, because I read a lot of indie comics, and Luke's art, every time I look at his pages, I'm like, where the hell have you been? Doesn't anybody know about you? You're better than a lot of the stuff I'm looking at right now. Luke is better, but he never carries himself like that. Never. He's so appreciative and humble, but his art is just sick. And the colorist we got in Frank Walk, who nobody's heard of, but he's doing commissions now. He's doing things. They're going to hear of him.
Now, these colors are gorgeous. I'm looking at the website right now, too. This is phenomenal, guys.
There's so many talented indie people.
Yeah.
That are just,
and we're going to have Eric Weathers do the letters. So,
here it is.
That'll be tight. But like Frank Walk, people are like, who's that? Well, take a look at what he's done. The guy, he's done a lot of tips, but he's doing interiors and he's killing it.
Let's see. Can I zoom in on this? This is the. Oh no! What happened?
Is what
something weird's happening. I mean, this is something we're gonna raffle off at the end of the year for all the email newsletter people. But I think we've got probably upwards of like 75 legit, like 75 to 100 legit, like people that are subscribed and looking to do that stuff.
Well, you have one more now. I just threw my email in on your website.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Of course.
While you're there, subscribe for Victor too. But yeah, so like it's.
And I did have a hand in editing that too. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got really inspired by there's like a Motown documentary, and so
I saw that.
Like when the guys all started that. I mean, I'm not comparing Shattermare Comics. I'm not saying we're the Motown of comic companies. If you guys say that, that's cool. I'm not going to say. But, like they had all these talented people come in and they literally sat down and reviewed each other's work. They're like, hey, come in and take a look at this, or like jam on this, or so that's kind of how I think about it. Like, I'm gonna have William do some editing and read through like the Victor script, give his input, and then I had a couple of the guys read through another thing we're working on, like a noir, like a horror story, and just so you don't want to have too many cooks in the kitchen, but I like to just get people's feedback and say like, hey, read through this and tell me what you think.
For sure.
Yeah, we put notes. I found some inconsistencies in the script.
Which is good.
And things like that, and what have you. Again, try to be respectful.
And it saves me on editing costs.
It's a great, yeah.
It was a secret way for me to trick William into do editing for me for free.
Damn.
Yeah,
got him.
But yeah,
it's a story. Here's the thing: it's a story I'm interested in.
Yeah,
because I love this. Victor is a continuation of the Frankenstein monster, and so I love Frankenstein. I had Frankenstein dolls when I was a kid, and so. And then with this new one, I want to dig into it because it's horror themed or gothic horror, Louisiana type stuff. Kind of like Anne Rice in a lot of ways. Probably.
Ooh, yeah,
and
true.
And I'm definitely going to dive into that. And I'm a horror movie. I used to have a website back in the 2000s.
Oh, look, that's me.
It was This Site Sucks, and I used to get 20,000 hits a day. Of me, it was called This Site Sucks. It was me getting drunk, renting a shitty horror movie like Revenge of the Refrigerator.
Oh my god!
Something from it, and then reviewing it.
Like you were doing your own riff tracks. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it was a nightmare. But the one time I got death threats. It was when I did. What was that Wes Craven movie? That rapey one, the first one he did. Yeah, something. Fuck,
Evil Dead.
No.
Oh no, sorry.
Wes Craven.
It was rapey, and I was thinking tree rape.
It was raping in the woods, and it was kind of like. Anyways, I just said this thing's way too fucking rapey.
Resident Evil.
No.
What was this first movie?
It was like Lost in the Woods or Wes Craven.
Okay.
Just look him up, and we'll go to
IMDb. You go IMDb.
Last House on the Left. That's it.
There we go.
Okay. So this is considered a classic. I trashed it. I took a picture of my toilet and put it because I used to give reviews like number of skulls, and I gave it my toilet, and I uploaded my toilet as this, and I said, "This is the rapiest, fucking stupidest shit I ever fucking watched." All
you
this
didn't hold back on that.
No, I didn't. And then like the next day, I got like death threats. Like, you consider yourself a horror fan? You don't like Last House on the Left? And I'm like, no, it's the rapiest fucking shit. I'm not into rape fucking horror.
Sorry, guys, I got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah,
somewhere.
So it was hilarious, though. It was great. I love sparring with these people.
There you go.
I didn't remember what I wrote. I was like blacked out. Like loaded. It was great. It was hilarious. And but that's what my audience wanted. They wanted me blacked out, fucking just saying the most obscene shit about some stupid horror movie, and it was great.
Hell yeah.
But I always try to pick the worst. I picked the worst. Like I literally went to the video store and like I never heard of this. This looks like shit. I'm gonna watch it.
Nice.
So Jesse, circling back to your point earlier about like the when you were creating it took like 4 years, you said?
Yeah. Well, it originally I ran a film production company with like my best friends and my brother for about 10 years in New York. And we were getting really good traction. We were doing good stuff. And then the pandemic hit. closed our doors after about 10 years, and we still had a lot. We were getting to the point where we were able to stop doing like commercial work or like subbing crew for like bigger productions, and we were able to actually start making our own narrative stuff, which that's like, if you're an indie filmmaker,
That's what you want.
that's
Yeah.
the dream. That's the why
That's
you're
the
there.
dream.
Exactly.
That's it.
But then the doors of the studio closed, pandemic hit, we couldn't put a set together anymore, and I was like, let me throw one Hail Mary and just like take this script that I have that I want to dust off and like I want us to work on it, and I storyboarded it. And over the course of like a couple of weeks, then I showed it to everybody. I'm like, look, we could put one more set together during the pandemic and blow these people's minds. And my business partners were silent for a little bit. They were like looking over the storyboards, and I'm like, oh, did I mess up really bad just now? And they were like, we already saw your movie. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm thinking like, did someone else make this movie already? Damn it. Because I love this story. And they're like, no. We already saw your movie because you storyboarded it so well. Why aren't you making this a comic? Why aren't you making this a book?
There's half your comic right there.
Right. And I was like, oh, I've always wanted to do that. It was like, I got so blinders on so much about being in the film industry and doing that for 10 years that I totally forgot, like, oh yeah, I love comics. Like that was my first love. So yeah, I took that script, the storyboards were already done, and those storyboards became issues 1 through 3 of Ashes of Eden. That's up there now. But it took about 4 years of like educating about the publishing industry. I'm part of the Comics Launch Pro course, so I've been doing that for 4 years, understanding like building my online digital business. So like didn't want to just like sling this out into a comic book. I wanted to build my business acumen alongside it, so I could come in with some knowledge and like make sure I know what I'm doing, and if I am going to bring on a team, know that I could kind of like guide them and take care of them in that way. So that's one of the things that made the book take 4 years. It was making a book, but it was also kind of like building the foundation to keep doing this. Because now I love it, and I don't want to stop.
Well, you did it the right way. Some people come on, they do that one book, and then they're done.
Yeah,
and they kind of peter out. Well, yeah, I was gonna say you did the right way. I mean, and it gets way easier. Like there's other challenges, obviously that crop up, but like. I remember, I think we started basically during the pandemic too. That was when everyone was like, "Oh, now I can either start my own thing or whatever." Right. But I mean, working on like issues probably 1 through 3 of Hardly Heroes, because we wanted to have some in the tank before we when we launched or whatever.
That's smart.
But it took us like all up to like the 2.5 years, which I don't even really talk about. Just prepping and getting everything ready and artist, and then after that, and you're the artist, so I'm sure it's even better for you because you get your flow down, like you have all the characters and the templates memorized and practiced. Yep. So after that, it's a lot smoother. Like it takes way longer. It's that weird thing where it like takes way longer to get to the starting point, and then everything after that is so. Yeah, man.
That's
keep
one
going.
People always ask me, where do we start? And I tell them, you start.
You just start.
Yeah,
because most people don't start. They're waiting to start. And I'm like, no, don't wait to start. You start. Yeah. When you start, you find out what's right and what's wrong, and then you fix it.
Yeah, and you don't know what you don't know. Mm-hmm. So like half that time, or like 80% of that time, is just figuring out and fucking up, and then improving.
Exactly.
And then getting better, and then being like, oh, okay, now I'm competent, or I'm confident at doing this thing, and then the rest of it was like that 20% was actually producing the thing that you're working on, in my
pretty
mind.
Much.
Yeah.
So
well, like for me, so the way I started, I just opened up a Word document and started writing a story in a novelization way. I didn't write it as a comic script. I didn't want to do a comic. I was just writing to get escapism, because we're not getting that.
Right.
We're not getting that from the mainstream, at least on a level that is equivalent to my intelligence. Let's just say. So I just started.
The nicest way I've ever heard that put.
Exactly.
It's not satisfying for sure.
And I wrote. and I wrote, and then I was a supporter of Shattermare, so I just sent them an email. I had no idea how big they were, how this or that. And he goes, yeah, well, just PDF your thing and send it. And so I did, but it was novelization. I don't know how to write a comic script to this day. And Brian walked me through that to
cool. You're nice, Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something in it for me, so don't worry.
Yeah.
I see we got somebody waiting.
And so we worked. And then we also had an editor come in and kick me in the balls about 12 times about certain things about my story that didn't make sense or didn't talk right or didn't do right. And that's fine. And I fixed them. And then we got Luke, and eventually we got Frank. But we had the script tight and done before we ever got an artist.
Wow. Yeah, we probably went through like 4 revisions on that script, maybe more technically.
Probably 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, we did it iteratively too, so it was probably like triple that.
Okay,
because we went through each section.
And our editor also understood comics and would put notes to the side. This is how it should look.
Like
because
visual
I didn't do that.
Panel notes.
I would say so and so says this, so and so says this. Panel 2, so and so says this, but this editor said, "Okay, we'll have them at this whatever, blah blah blah." So I'm still learning as far as comic scripts. I know how to.
What I'm going to say, William. I say anybody doing comics is always learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that part. Because some people don't even get to where you've gotten.
I guess my advice out there is to just open up a Word document or a Google Docs and just start writing a story.
Boom.
And write a story. And again, I never wanted to publish this. I did it because when I'm writing, I'm in that story. That's my escapism that I'm not getting from modern comics or Hollywood or video games. And so that's fine. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
It's at my fingertips.
Like
I can do it. I can make my own drug for that.
Yeah.
I agree. Everyone should be a lifelong learner. You never know everything. I think anybody who tells you they know everything is telling you something.
Right. Yeah, that's the great way to approach this, is like you're a student of life at this point.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with that.
Go ahead, Bitsy. I was about to introduce you.
Welcome, Bitsy.
Hey, Bitsy.
Hello.
Hey, Bitsy.
Hi. I'm a little nervous. This is my first time being live with my VTuber model, and I'm noticing my ears are not clipped to the head, to the hoodie. Ah!
I just thought you had holes in the back and they were coming out. So
right.
No, that's a mistake that I made when building the VTuber.
That's cool.
You know what my band teacher used to say? My band teacher used to say, nobody in the audience knows when you make a mistake unless you stop playing.
Yeah. To show them, yeah.
That's true.
And when in doubt, just take the toggle for your like cleavage and just put it to like 75.
Oh yeah.
I
mean, and then no one will ever notice anything else. There you go.
Better?
Right there.
Better, everybody.
Yeah. I don't.
Now nobody's paying attention.
What ears? What are ears?
Yeah.
What are ears? I have
There
no
you
idea.
go. I still don't see them. Sorry.
Mata.
The ears.
Yeah.
Mata, what's up?
Hi.
Hey,
Hello.
how's it going?
What is up?
Oh my god, it's Bitsy. I haven't talked to Bitsy in like literal years.
I know. It's been years.
Great to see you here.
Yeah, great to see you too. I've missed everybody.
Bitsy, with my comic, we actually had that same problem. We just put holes in his cloak so his ears can come out.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I gotta jump off for like 15-20, but I'll be back after.
We'll hold your spot, Jesse. Don't worry.
Cool.
No, we won't. You're not allowed back in.
Banish,
You get one shot. That's it.
banishment.
Dun 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 dun.
I'll see you in a bit, guys.
All
See you
right,
soon.
ciao.
We need the 8 Mile music.
Let's see. Tate says it looks great. To you, Bitsy.
Oh,
And
thank
he goes,
you.
Mara.
Hello, friend.
So Bitsy,
Hello.
tell the people who you are. Give them all the good stuff. Give them the spiel. Go for it.
Oh, I am a comic book artist and illustrator who has recently decided to draw VTubers because my comic books were not making money. Does that cover it? Yay!
That perfectly covers it because nobody makes money with comics.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Just psychic damage.
Nobody. I've found some people who can break even. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty.
That
Boy,
is
you
a
guys
very
are really,
good-
you guys are really pumping me up with confidence. What the fuck, Brian?
No, we just talked about it. Nobody's making money off of Kickstarter.
You're lucky to break even. I don't even break even for the amount of like labor I put into my own stuff. Like people are like, oh man, you got like $5,000. Like, yeah, but I'm gonna have to spend like 3,000 of that on printing and shipping. Like, I'm not getting anything after this.
Yeah, the fulfilling and shipping.
Oh.
And also the
Pretty
fees, and
not
also
fun either.
the dropped pledges behind the scenes where people's cards don't go through, and then you lose like $250 worth of stuff that way. Like these are the things that nobody talks about.
Or I tried to do enamel pins. I had a pretty successful enamel pin thing.
Really? Wow.
The shipping on the pins came in because they were coming from China, which was a mistake, and they charged me like import fees that were
probably more than the pins. I knew it.
It was insane. They didn't tell me that I would have to pay them either, so I was like threatening to take them to court. They returned half my money, thankfully. But yeah, that was tight. We just finished paying off debts this year. Yay.
Oh man. Yeah, that happened to me with my enamel pins too, actually, because it was like I got the campaign fulfilled and whatever, and it's like, yay, I got my pins, and then I had to pay like $200 extra for like import fees, and I was just like, just kill me, please kill me. I made like no profit on that.
Fucking shit! I have a gun in my mouth right now. What the fuck?
Get used to it.
We always got the gun to our head.
Yeah, seriously, you don't see it, but it's right here.
Proverbially. All right.
Well, we can't see because
it's the price you pay for getting that drug you were talking about.
Exactly.
The drug of writing your story and fulfilling yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Vaughn.
No drug has a good outcome.
Yeah, I was just didn't want to interrupt. How you guys doing?
Dude, I feel like a douchebag, man. I really do. Brian,
Why?
what'd you get me into? What the fuck?
I mean, you're a comic fan, right?
Hey,
we
do this for the love.
This is where the passion carries you through to the end. You know,
exactly.
Carries you to
side hustle.
Carries you to the dumpster.
Just like sell brownies on the side or something.
Exactly.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's why we have our own coffee.
Loves brownies. Yeah.
Exactly. You don't have to market brownies.
Oh, I got brownies for you. I live in California.
Oh, you got the good stuff then.
That should be a tier.
Sell brownies.
That should be a tier on our campaign.
That should be a tier.
Count me in. Jeez.
Get locked up by the DEA.
Can you?
It's
I mean,
legal in
it's
New
food
York.
product. Yeah, only shipping to select states.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in New York, you got all these shops that are open that don't even have
Yeah, but I don't want to like walk into those places and like deal with the other people who shop there. I don't.
I do. I go get my gummies. I made friends there. It's great.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking to make friends in the Bronx in a weed shop. I mean, just listen to that sentence and tell me how unappealing that is.
Yeah, we could not do drugs, I guess.
In the Bay Area.
No, because
they
it
have
goes hand in hand with comics.
They have a nice place right next to all these tech companies that are like laying off, and it's still very nice. It's actually very professional.
So you're saying they're all depressed because they got laid off, so they're going to buy a bunch of
pretty much. They got the And they're actually behind a bunch of car dealerships, which is also depressed. So.
That is like the depressing triangle, like the triumvirate of depression.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know how to follow that up. I feel like
the shop is called Cannabis Culture.
So Vaughn, how'd you like Heroes Con?
Heroes Con was great, man. It was great hanging out with you. It was great hanging out with everyone. It was a lot of fun. It was a really fun show. And then I did Garden State Comic Fest the next week. So it's been a lot of fun, man. Getting to those shows, networking really is key. Obviously, you want to do online too, but there's just something about those in-person connections.
So you went up to Jersey with Ethan and all in
where's Garden State?
Garden State is New Jersey.
It's New Jersey. Believe it or not, there was a time when they actually did farming in New Jersey. Hard to believe that now.
No, they still do farming there. I remember trying to go to Six Flags and I ended up in a cornfield instead. I was like, what just happened? Like,
well, no, I say that because I remember because people, they land on the plane and they see Newark, New Jersey, and they're like, oh God, what did I get into?
Just the outskirts.
Yeah, but that's just northern. That's basically New York. Right? Like it's like New York. They're just gonna dump it on us. I don't want that. But dude, Heroes Con was great. Garden State Comic Fest was so. My friend was like, "Hey, you want to split my table?" I was like, "Okay, why not?" And I have my first published work is just a 10-pager in the back of this. So I was like, "Okay, like why not? I'll show that off." And then I just had prints for my comic book, and it wasn't ready yet because things take time. But it's on Kickstarter now. It's on Fund My Comics. So it's more just like prepping people for that. And then now it's on Kickstarter. It's been on Fund My Comic for a while, where I got over at 12K, and now we're at Kickstarter and Indiegogo because everyone has like a thing that they prefer. Kickstarter especially, right. But people were telling me in person, they're like, "Vaughn, you have to launch Indiegogo." I'm like, "Okay." And then launch day, and there's like 3 people back. I'm like, "You guys made it sound like they were waiting for you." I'm like, money is money, but I'm like, man. I was like, "All right, guys, for you," and they're like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like,
also, if you don't make over $100 on Indiegogo, you don't get your money, and nobody gets charged. So
I made like $105.
Yes, there you go, my friend. You're set. You're rich. That's it.
So is that like the minimum for the flexible funding?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
I just kind of made the campaign. I was like, have at it. So like the $500 minimum.
They get 7% of every sale.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer people back on Fund My Comic, but now it looks kind of pathetic. I'm like, well, if we could get like $400 more on Indiegogo, so it doesn't look as pathetic. But I don't care. Look, everyone back where you want to. So Fund My Comic, there is a mini print for free on there, but I know most people prefer getting what they know, and it's hard enough backing a new IP from a creator you've probably never heard of. So the fact that you're backing me at all, that anyone's backing me at all, means the world. It really does. Because again, I'm a nobody, and this is a nothing IP. Yeah, right now. Well, everyone thinks their IP is going to be the next big thing, right? But
preaching to the choir, son.
Nope, not really.
No, everyone sucks. Everyone loses money on comics.
Yeah, I've made peace with the fact that
I'm a nobody too,
and that's it.
I'm a nobody too. But the good thing is that my artist Luke and my colorists are starting to really make a wave and really show their stuff and do commissions and do great stuff for other people. And many people like Jimmy Reyes told me he buys comics for the art, not the story.
Yeah, that's artists. I know that's a lot. Listen, my comic has great art. The thing about being a writer when you're first advertising is I can't show off my art and be like, "See, look at how good this is." Like I remember I had like an artist writer friend of mine who was like, "Here's my script." He's like, "Yeah, I'm not reading that, man. Just give me pictures to look at, and I'll give you feedback." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, it'll be out. It'll be out."
So,
but yeah.
So we were talking about Fund My Comic earlier. Since you launched on that, how's the interface? Like compare it to Kickstarter. Are there issues with it? What's your experience like?
So I have had people with payment issues, but that's like very few, but it is something. But most people, a lot of people some people have said that it's not intuitive, but then most of those people have either backed it or have never backed a crowdfund before. So I don't know how accurate that is, but I've had a handful of people that were like, I don't love the interface. So it depends on who you ask.
It's kind of accurate for me in my experience, because I backed a ton of Indiegogo.
Right.
$1,500, maybe $2,000 worth of Indiegogo.
Wow.
Comics. Yeah. And then I did, I don't know if you heard of Brian Ball's Wolf and Batsy.
It was a Alterna comic.
Yeah, he was part of Alterna, and apparently there was a falling out. And so he's done his issues 10, 11, 12, 13, or whatever on Fund My Comic. And immediately I went to it, and I did get through it, but it wasn't quite as too intuitive. But again, I'm kind of an idiot, and I had like 8 years in me, you know. But I did get through it. Did get my credit card number. I'm getting emails from him, and he's going to fulfill.
There you go.
I think he's getting it back from the printer, so it is possible to get through Fund My Comic.
It is possible. That's what everyone loves to hear.
Yeah,
you can get it.
Exactly.
Listen, I want it to be as easy as as possible. So Fund My Comic took a lower percentage. I do have an exclusive mini print on Fund My Comic, but that comes free with it. But honestly, back wherever you want to. Same covers are available. Thankfully, when I found that out, I was so excited. So same covers are available on all platforms.
Okay, but is from your perspective, setting up the campaign, like interacting with, because some of them have more of like a social media kind of built into the, the platform itself, like updates, people leaving comments. How's that on Fund My Comic?
So here's the thing. I would say Fund My Comic. Well, Fund My Comic was the first one I set up, so it's the most comfortable I was, because it was least comfortable to most comfortable because it's what I've been using the most, right? You're asking me like a guy who's like one day into his Kickstarter, like I could tell you, here's the thing. I did a lot of copying and pasting. So all the other campaigns were somewhat like Indiegogo was probably the easiest to set up because I had basically done 2 before. So I can't say it's the easiest interface, but I can say I had the easiest time with it, if that makes sense. Like each one was easier to set up than the last. But that's also because, it was. Listen, at the end of the day, it's what's easiest for the backer, right? Is what matters. You want the process to be as simple as possible. But I mean, I could tell you each campaign got like easier to do, but honestly, that's because this is my first book that I'm crowdfunding myself. So. Yeah, each campaign page I set up got easier, but that's because I would copy and paste stuff from the previous one, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like since you used one, you could kind of use the others.
I mean, like that Fund My Comic has your own mailing list. Like that way I don't have to create a separate Fund My Comic mailing list or a sign-up page, so I do like that.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you're the subject matter expert out of all of us right now.
Yeah.
My comic.
Yeah. Brian is really extracting information right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I recommend it. And one of the reasons I do is, listen, it's not that huge of a base, but the people that back on there, they do back. And
they do back. Tell them how much you made on Fund My Comic.
12.4K.
Okay.
That's pretty sweet.
Nice.
So, here's the thing. Right people will follow you. They take a smaller percentage, which amounts to a lot of money. And you bring what's cool. So Luke Stone encourages you to make a MailChimp or whatever and make your own mailing list. MailChimp or whatever. And that actually ended up, at first I was like, ugh. But then I'm like, well, no, because then Indiegogo, Kickstarter, they have to collect the emails again. I mean, well, you do get them, but it's like, here's the pre-launch. So like I have the pre-launch page. I didn't have to worry about it too much because if they're on my mailing list, that means I got them whenever it's on my website later. I got them when issue 2 comes out. I got them wherever I launch, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get that. Luke Stone, if you reach out to him, he will respond fairly fast. He's very on top of things. I haven't admittedly had technical issues with Kickstarter and Indiegogo as far as I know. I think possibly, well, I don't know. I don't, at least yet, unless I have, and I don't know. So I can't speak to what the technical support is like then, but I can say because it's kind of a smaller field, Luke Stone, he's very personable. He's very easy to get along with. So I recommend you on that level. And again, you make a smaller percentage, and I'd like to see that platform take off.
Right. Well, and like you said, if the people back and they're committed, that's better. Because like Matt, you were saying earlier that some of these other platforms, you just have people that happen to us too. Like you just have them falling off. You have
it's like at the end, it's over. You're like, yay, it's funded, and then you realize that you have like $250 of declined pledges, and it's just like, my heart.
Yeah.
I'll find that out.
I had that happen after
hours.
30 days, but that was a mistake I made on my end. So the wrong fund. Do all or nothing if you do fund my comic. Don't do funding mode, which is what I did because I lost like $600 of pledges, and then I was able to get some of them back, but I did lose. I was like, I got some back. I haven't gotten back.
Oh man, something horrible happened to a friend where he had raised like $1,400 for his campaign total, and like the top two backers, totaling literally like $750, declined their pledges at the end.
Holy crap!
So that was literally like half his funding, and he's just sitting there like, what am I supposed to do now? So he had to like pay for his stuff out of pocket.
Damn.
I have a quick question. So say you're on Kickstarter, and during the middle of the campaign, it'll say, "Yay, you're funded already," and if people back out, so you're not funded. Didn't they already say you're funded? Do they take that back? Do they walk that back?
That's a good
question. I mean, they will take that back.
Wow.
Kickstarter had a rule.
Wow, that's kind of messed up.
I think in the final day, you can't drop your or like cancel your pledge like in a way that would set the campaign under funding.
Ooh, that's good.
Unless you call customer service. But the thing is, once the campaign is over and they're actually processing the credit cards, that's where you get like all of the declined cards, and people start dropping off anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to my friend, who was like, he lost literally half his campaign money because like, two people never had any intention of paying up.
That's exactly why I use Pledgebox. I don't know if any of you have tried that, but you can sell your merch to everybody who's on the campaign after. So even if you have people who drop out, you still make a little extra money.
BackerKit does that too. So BackerKit will actually hit up the people whose card declined like after the campaign and be like, hey, try this again, like put another credit card, and like either they do it or they don't. But like sometimes people are just malicious and they don't want to pay up. So that's a thing. Especially, I've seen it. I've seen it happen, especially to smaller campaigns nowadays. Like these, like assholes are just targeting smaller campaigns, and like putting in a lot of money, and then it doesn't get funded in the end. I always get wary when I have like a backer who put like that I've never heard of before, who's like completely new, that puts in like $200. I'm like, I'm keeping my eye on you.
I don't trust you.
Wait, are they just trolling you?
Yeah, they're just trolling.
Because it's not like you're gonna send them the stuff, right? Like,
no, they're just doing it just because they want to mess with your campaign.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, right. Like, who's laughing?
I did have that happen. Like, I was like, why did these people just back me? And then like a day later, I'm like,
and it's always a high amount too. It's always like, it's literally like
you thought you had this much? Just kidding. Like, you got me.
Yeah, and it's just like, what were they like? How do you do that to someone, and you expect their reaction to be a certain way, but you never see them like cry or panic or whatever. So like, what satisfaction are you getting?
Yeah, exactly. There's not like a reaction. No, like I'm just like, oh, that's weird.
It's just like, oh look, another jackass. Okay,
like I don't respond online. They didn't get a reaction out of me. Like do they just get like a
I'm not gonna go on X and be like, hey, this guy.
Like this is a call out post.
Doxes the person. Hey, like their credit card information. Hey, maybe I know what you did.
Start doing that.
No, you should not start doing that.
I mean,
why not?
If I see the name again come up in a future campaign, I'm just going to report them. Like that's it. I'm going to report them to Kickstarter. I'm going to be like,
don't make it easy for them. Don't have a tier that's $200. Don't make it easy for them.
No. If there isn't, they'll put in like
96 cents.
You want to, because most people who back at that tier are going to, because like one person ruins it. You don't. Like you notice I have
people put in like bonus support too. So even if you have a tier that's like $100, people can still put in like an extra $200 of like bonus support or whatever.
You're like 212 or something. 212 at 58 cents just to screw.
If only you could put cents, that would be so fun.
Oh, that would be nice.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to put whole numbers. Have you guys had any of the random like spam bot like marketing agencies?
All the time.
That do like
I'll easily get like 30 like on launch day.
Here's the funny thing. I'm not even running campaigns, and I get these bots talking to me going, Ralph, we saw your campaign. I'm like, I don't have a campaign. I have
them on Instagram. They find me.
Yeah, I see them on Bina, and it's like a bot that's sending them.
Exactly.
So it can't respond.
Yeah, you can't mess with them like telemarketers.
Yeah. Hey, very impressed with your campaign.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Vaughn,
You're like, thanks, it's been pre-launch.
The best one is like, we've noticed that your campaign isn't doing very good numbers.
Oh,
Please
well, yeah,
contact
thank
us,
you.
Ralph.
No,
like,
or they go, you're very impressed with my campaign. It's like, well, why do you want to help me then?
Exactly.
Okay, like
it was
it's good, but if you could
level,
take
Bob.
like that campaign money that you just made, if you could give it to us, then you'll win. I'm like, oh, okay,
exactly,
cool,
sure, I will.
Yeah,
I love it when it's like the first day and I get like 80 backers in the first day and they're like, we noticed that your backer count is low. We would love
That's
to
like,
help you with that.
for me, this
rookie
is great.
numbers.
Rude.
Like low for who? Like I'm not Pat Shand numbers, but like still.
Nobody's Pat Shan numbers.
No, Pat Shand is Pat Shand numbers.
It's like a getting a loan when you really need a loan and things are bad. They're like, yeah, we don't think you can pay this back. You're not getting this loan. But when things are good, like here's a loan. You don't need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
That's life, man.
Yeah. With
I mean, they're also a scam. They're never gonna help you. They're never gonna do what they say.
So I don't like the fact, like for example, the first campaign that I promoted, I was an editor on this book called Hunter Ninja Bear that was on Kickstarter.
That sounds like an amazing title.
It was a good book. But I remember people like who didn't back stuff, they were confused because Kickstarter, one feature I can't stand is when it waits to the end to charge do all that.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to fill out a survey. I want to back the book and I don't want to think about it unless I decide to look at updates and stuff.
Oh yeah, people forget to fill out their surveys all the time, and then they message me like, "Where's my thing?" I'm like, "Bro, you didn't give me your address."
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
so that's why
Come on.
I promote my Fund My Comic to those to like regular people is what I've been doing. Or Indiegogo, but it's like Kickstarter has its own audience. They know the system. I'm not concerned about the Kickstarter people because I know they know to do that. So I'm like Kickstarter marketing to Kickstarter people that are like, yes, let's make it easy. There we go. And this book, listen, man, I think it's 68 pages of story, or no, 65 pages story, 68 pages total. It's the giant size first issue, because I'm big into like I like that giant size X-Men #1 kind of leads Claremont's run, where you'd have like New Mutants would be a graphic novel and it would lead in. I decided to do, it was like 3 issues. I combined them because I was like, if you're going to pay for this and never get anything else, you'll want it. But I'd rather do that than one of the things that's annoying is how many times you read a first issue of a comic and it's like pretty good, but it's like not enough to get you to read issue 2. I was like, let me give you enough content where you're going to want issue 2. So Phenomenova is the name of the superhero team. Now, you don't even see the team Phenomenova in issue 1, but it's the buildup. Kind of like on My Hero Academia, you have like the kid, and then he leads into the team. It's kind of like that. It's like his superhero origin story, and then he's going to join the team.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then this is the team that fought during World War III. So 20 years before this story began, there was World War III with superheroes. And as I was coming up with this backstory, I was like, okay, people are going to want this prequel. So I do plan on making that as a prequel called Crusader Corps. But yeah, this World War III, it's World War III. We're going to see the next generation of heroes 20 years after World War III is what this story is about.
Which is great because usually you see the next generation of heroes after World War II.
Yeah, well, I decided, let's launch it in the future. Let's write a world that like has kind of been shaped by the existence of superhumans now, and so superheroes. He's kind of learning that the villains are evolving. Like you see, this main villain, Dark Cloud, uses all this tech. That just because you have powers doesn't make you enough. And so my main character, if you notice, he doesn't even have a superhero costume in the first issue because he's not worthy of it. That was one of the things I really wanted him to feel like he earned the right. Like you see these superheroes that fought before him, and they're these shining ideals that are just like, and I wanted to do in an age of like constant deconstruction of the superhero genre, where everything is being torn down or being told, in real life, Superman would be a jerk, on everything where it's like everyone, it's written by the most cynical people on the planet.
Exactly.
I'm like,
Yeah.
That's not what superheroes to me gave me hope when I was a kid.
Definitely.
They lift me up when people are having a crappy day. They go back to their, and I'm not saying I'm not going to have dark stories, but they would be like a lot of the characters would have tragic backstories and they'd work through them to a brighter future. And I wanted to give my main character, like, he's got ideals that he wants to work through and character flaws he wants to work through, but he does want to make the world a better place.
Nice.
But Homelander's my favorite superhero.
He's the hero, right? He's the good guy.
Yeah, evil
A-Train
Superman for
is
the
my
5,000th time.
favorite hero.
Yeah, there'll be let's give another evil Superman.
Exactly.
Yeah, he'll be totally different this time, though.
For sure.
I don't know what would I do? I don't even want to think about it. You know,
You already just put more thought into it than they'd have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, guys, because just because as you've been talking, Vaughn, I had this idea in my head, nasty things. So I want to throw it out there. Why do you think that everybody wants to start their superhero world from this whole? We're going to start from the beginning and go tell you the story. Like I'm kind of tired of all that. I feel like especially with Marvel and DC, they keep wanting to restart everything. I'm like, look, just keep going.
Yeah. Well, that was when I was first getting into comics. It was like around 2011, and I'm like, oh, cool! I get to read all this stuff, and they go, yeah, we're starting the universe. Oh, I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, it's for newcomers like you, basically. I'm like, but like, why are you removing the underwear on the outside? Why is Superman in jeans? Like, what are you doing? And they're like, well, it's for a new generation. I'm like, I'm the new generation. I don't really want it. No thanks.
And this sucks.
Yeah, literally nobody asked for that.
Yeah, but
well, it didn't work anyway. They went back after a couple of years in New 52. They went back. They shockingly.
Hey, what if Beast Boy was red for no reason? Like what?
Shockingly admitted that the readers were right. To their credit.
Well, because it was also like because I grew up on the movies and the shows, and then I started watching the animated series, and then I played Batman Arkham City, and I was like, okay, I want to read the comics that all this is pulled from.
Exactly.
And I go in and I'm reading Batman Hush and all that, and they go, yeah, that didn't happen anymore. I'm like, wait, what?
That's like one of the best stories.
What do you mean?
Oh, can I answer? Rob?
It happened, but Damian Wayne was.
It happened, but listen. To be fair, I need to grow on.
The animated version. They're just like
I hate Damian Wayne.
This is the animated version. They were just shoving Damian Wayne and everything. It's like,
what?
Oh,
Yeah, I always thought he
was there when Superman landed. It was just
like Tim Drake. When I read Lonely Place of Dying, which I think is one of the most underrated Batman stories ever, right, where Tim Drake becomes Robin, I was like, I loved this character, and I was like, what? So how do they follow him up? And to be fair, maybe haven't read the right Damian stuff, but I always had an irrational hatred for Damian Wayne. I love Tim Drake.
You're not the only one.
Because it's like
my favorite Robin is Tim Drake. So
yeah, well, that's the thing.
I was like, F you.
Because one of the things that I hear people go, oh, Dick Grayson's better, but Dick Grayson fans don't hate Tim Drake.
No,
because people who are Dick Grayson fans like Nightwing. What do we get? Red Robin? He's just Robin, but he's red?
Because he has his own identity.
Idea, man.
Well, those other Robins have their own identities.
Well, Red Robin came from Kingdom Come because of.
Isn't that the place where you can
Red
get
Robin?
Yeah.
Like, why are you guys talking about?
I feel hungry.
Oh, yeah.
He came from Kingdom Come because
Robin wears red.
Yeah, he came from Kingdom Come because Alex Ross refuses to draw a Nightwing, to draw any Green Lantern that's not Hal Jordan, to draw any Flash that's very. Won't draw Black Suit Spider-Man. Forget it. He won't. Like he has on occasion. To,
I wish I could be paid to have a very specific list of demands like that. I'm not drawing this. I'm not drawing that. I'm not drawing this. But give me a ton of money.
So if I
Alex Ross.
all right, so
I'm not doing Nightwing, but I'll squeeze him into a Robin suit somehow. So that's how Red Robin came out.
Yeah, it was like I'll be like, yeah, no, I get to write X-Men, but I don't want to write these characters. Well, I guess I like most of the X-Men. I'm trying to think, who would I not be cool with writing? I could write most of them fine.
So William and I talk about this a lot, like almost every week. Mm-hmm. Here's my ongoing theory. There's two classifications of people that work. We're talking about like Marvel and DC, right?
Right.
Okay, so you have the people that are so disconnected, making a bunch of decisions strategically for the business that are they're totally uninvolved in the creative process, and so they just make decisions at the corporate level. That's just for the company itself, and they don't give two shits about like the people making the comics, and then the people that are in the creative process, like a lot of the newer people, not like the veterans that they bring on that can name their price and do, like Jim Lee just did a open commissions for like $30,000 or whatever. Not those guys, like all the newer people. They're like the substitute teachers of the comic industry. They show up.
That is a very sad metaphor right there.
They hate their job. No one respects them, and they're like, "Well, I'm just gonna do what I need to get the paycheck."
And it's also like
they don't give a shit.
Like I mentioned this, so I came into comics from like film and stuff, but as I got to know comics, I was like,
same.
Yeah,
dude.
you guys.
I was like, I adore this medium, and I think it has value on its own. And I came into comics, I was like, oh, maybe this could lead to, but now I'm like, no, I like it here, man. I really like it. I like this medium a lot. I think there's stuff in comics you can't do in any other medium. Right.
Sure.
And there's stuff you can do in film you can't do in a comic.
Exactly.
And that's why people are like, oh, you should change everything to keep the story fresh. I'm like, I think it's already fresh. By inherently, you're gonna have to make little story or whatever changes inherently just to translate it.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that is enough.
Absolutely.
Right, but
the
stories don't mature. They recycle their content because because the people that like the executives are like, hey, Batman's popular, so we need to run Batman into the ground. Like they don't, or they're like, oh, give Superman ripped jeans because kids shop at Aeropostale.
Well, that's not actually the real reason. Is because of the they didn't want to give money to the estate of the creators of Superman.
Yeah, that's a business.
That's like a big
executive strategy.
It's a big problem too, because I mean these companies, they pretty much treating the comics like I don't think they even care if they sell. It's pretty much just research and development. Like if anything pops off, that'll be the next movie. That's all they're looking at.
That's exactly what it is.
And that's why these new
I'm a new writer. I come in, right? And I say, hey, you know what? Let's go. I'm gonna create a new character. I'm gonna create a great storyline, whatever. Disney will make that into a movie, make millions and millions of dollars. If I'm lucky, I'll get $5,000 or something like that. That's the problem.
You'll get invited to the premiere and get
Well, screw it. I'll make Spider-Man Green Goblin because whatever. They're not gonna make a movie of that because it's stupid.
Right. Well, like the creators aren't like Vaughn and Jesse that come in from the film background and they fall in love with comics and they're like,
"What's up, film brother?"
Yeah, this is its own medium. It's like people that are like a lot of these smaller level publishers that have deals with like Hollywood producers. All they are storyboards. Like your Aftershock, your Scout Comics. There's another one in there I'm forgetting about, but they have some tie into Hollywood and they just rip a bunch of books out. Like they don't give a shit about comics as a medium and like how to evolve the art form. They're just like, oh, this is a storyboard, and hopefully we get this is a Hulu pitch, this is a one-shot Netflix pitch.
Yeah.
So they don't do the job. I mean, it's important that you focus your job that you're doing, not in the job that you could possibly get. But they don't. They're just like, we're just doing this to try to move into something better.
Yeah, like my issue too, the way I wrote it.
Write about heroism and all this stuff. I'd rather have people hanging out at a cafe, whatnot.
Yeah, and the rest
my
is
issue
just,
two is written in a way because I've already written issue 2 starting production, so I plan on moving. The more I make, obviously, the faster I can do, the more I can focus on it. But I am moving into issue 2 as I'm wrapping up issue 1. I have 4 pages of colors left, but I'm writing it in a way where it's like I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know if this would work as a film. I'm like, will this work as a comic? Okay, like you know what I mean? Like if I have to, if this is a story that's like more exclusive to the comic, then so be it. There are issues where you look at it, because one of the things that I think the comics were able to do, for example, Spider-Man, that they'll never be able to replicate in the movies because it's specific to the comic book medium, are these moments where Peter is making these wisecracks with these speech bubbles, and his thought bubble is like, oh my God, I'm going to die. But you can't have that dichotomy on air without it being like disruptive of like, what, is there going to be a voiceover of his thoughts? You could, but it wouldn't read as smooth as it would in a comic. And
there are a lot of things in comics that you just take like this, which don't really like work in like live action. Like, like a guy turns into Hulk. You okay, all right, go. But when it's in live action, sometimes like I think they suffered before they got Mark Ruffalo, where they figured out to have an actor that kind of looks like the Hulk, but it would be like you'd have Edward Norton or somebody
like a green guy
thing. There's like a disconnect, and there's like a disconnect, and like even in Shazam, when you have this little kid who doesn't look anything like his adult version turn back and forth, that is so much easier to do in comics. In real life, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's also I don't have to worry about my character can be 15, and he doesn't have to grow up until I say he does. Okay, and I don't have to worry about an actor quitting. And I'm like, oh god, because in The Walking Dead that happened. I think there were like multiple times where they'd have they'd have actors that would be like, yeah, we don't want to be in the show anymore, and they're like, shh, come on.
Either kill them off or come up with some crazy plot that makes it look like they died.
All right, guys, hold on a second. I think a couple of us need to leave. So, all right, Bitsy, tell the people all the good stuff about your stuff one more time.
Bitsy.
I think Bitsy, you're muted.
Sorry, I was muted. My cat just got back from getting vaccinated, and he is all over the place. So he keeps making loud noises.
We understand.
We are cat people.
Go ahead, Bitsy.
So we didn't get a chance to mention it before, but I have recently started working on VTubers to supplement my comic book creations. My comics have been on hold for about 2 months. No, I mean 2 months. I wish 2 years. They've been on hold for about 2 years now, as I've started actually getting into the film industry and the VTuber industry. Nice. So I am an artist and rigger. I can create you one of these beautiful avatars like I'm using today. This has been a blessing for me because I was not getting commissions beforehand. And so I really appreciate Ralph bringing me on and letting me showcase my cute model and my commissions. I'm a little nervous being put on the spot, but
don't worry, you're crushing it. This looks fantastic.
Yeah, you're crushing it.
Thanks.
Especially like you did all this beautiful work on this VTuber. And there's people out there going, wait, I want one of those.
Right.
I hope so. I can do male and female and chibi and anything you want. Yeah, come say hi. I'm very nice and I'm very reliable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Exactly.
The most important aspect of an artist.
Yes.
Reliability.
I send lots of updates. Lots of updates.
So, somebody wants a VTuber. What's the process?
Yeah.
So to commission a VTuber, it's nice if you already have an idea of your character. So an OC, like original character that you've built. It's nice to have a little bit of backstory, a little bit of lore. I actually have some information on my website kind of walking you through how to build up a little bit of lore and a image portfolio. So my website, isekai.com, has blogs about some of this stuff. And VGen is where I take my commissions. If you haven't heard of VGen, I highly recommend it. They haven't quite gotten into the comics yet, but they're getting there, and they do have some stuff for film and animation. I've worked with some people to make animations as I've started writing some animation scripts lately. Nice. And it's been great because this website is so safe. Like, they really protect their buyers, and they vet all their artists. You can't just log in and make an account. You have to be invited. So you can trust pretty much everyone on there, and if you do have issues, they will get you your money back. So it's a very good place, and it protects the artists as well. I really love VGen.
I remember your last Kickstarter, you had like a little animated short, like really short. Was that the same video?
That
voice
acting. One I actually.
Yeah, it was nice.
Thanks. I hired those people off of Twitter at the time. VGen didn't come around until the past. It's only about 1.5 years old. So.
Okay. Do you mind if we play that one? Do you mind pulling it up? Wow.
Oh, my animations, they're silly.
They're so cute though. They're the best.
They're great.
We don't like to have fun around here.
Exactly.
No fun.
Okay.
Silly.
Put you on the spot.
I'll allow
serious
it.
business in the comic industry.
Yay.
Always business.
Let's see.
It's on my Isekai Studios YouTube channel. I have too many YouTube channels.
So you know what, Bitsy? You see the private chat? Put the link there, and I'll open it up.
Okay.
That makes life easier.
Yeah.
I have to go looking for it. You guys are gonna have to talk for a bit.
Thankfully,
that'll never work.
Tab.
Oh, I've done it a couple of times where you guys have been talking, which has been great.
Oh, nice.
Usually I'm talking, so I can't do all that.
Got it.
Multitasking is hard.
So, Vaughn, I had a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
So what kind of film work did you do before you found comics? Because I'm a similar track.
So I always I liked writing. I mean, obviously film work. You know, I was in college. So after college, I did a few PA jobs. It's not like I did anything huge, but I concentrated on writing and directing, which I did a little producing, but like
nice.
Like my professional work has been like PA work. Yeah, but that was I also acted a lot. I know, like I didn't major in acting, but I took a few classes. I think maybe like one, but like I took a few growing up. And I would always be the guy that my friends would be like, all right, Vaughn, we need someone to act in this movie. You're the only one that likes acting here. I'm like, okay. And so that led me to get a lot of, I've starred in a lot of short films, but it'd be like, there'd be like, as it went on every weekend, especially when COVID happened and no one was talking, they'd be like, all right, Vaughn, you're stuck. My suite mates would be like, all right, Vaughn, I need to make a movie. You got to be in this one this weekend. Oh, in this one. And be like, all right, well, there goes my plans. And so I starred in a lot of short films. And that was fun. That was always fun.
Nice.
You've got the energy for it.
Yeah. Well, when you do a 12-hour set day, you know, it does start to diminish.
That sounds exhausting.
Well, actually, I didn't do any 12-hour days, but you know, I had the energy. I think that's probably why they cast me, to be honest. I have a suspicion.
There's a reason a lot of actors back in the day did cocaine.
There's that. Well, I haven't gone that far. I don't think I'm going to go that far. Back in the day, you know, they stopped doing that. They don't do that. They don't do drugs anymore in Hollywood.
What's the newfangled thing, or is it still cocaine? It's probably still cocaine.
Oh yeah, you know, I know.
Have amazing Riz. Right. Do you have W Riz?
All right, folks. I think I got it. Let's see.
Touch me now, Goblin King. Ha! Trust me, I won't even break a sweat.
How dare you enter my domain? You're going down, Elrond.
Yeah, that's because I can't kick your ass from up here, short stack.
Hey, Ellie. Aren't you like 4 feet tall wearing shoes?
Shut up. What the heck are you doing in my room anyway? Get out! And get that freaking camera out of my face, Serena!
Yo. That's what I'm talking about, Bitsy.
Oh,
great. Yeah, great, man.
Yeah.
They're just mid bits. They're just little snippets of life from my comic book.
But they're so relatable. I relate because when I play MMOs, I always play as like a male character, and just like shit talk people, because it's like you play as a female and you get like unwanted attention and commentaries. I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna play like the buffest dude and talk the most shit, and everyone will leave me alone.
Nice.
When you guys play girls, all the guys start bothering you.
Yeah, even if it's another guy behind the screen, they're just still like, oh, hey, baby, what's going on?
Well, yeah, I mean, well, it's also, if I'm following a character, I don't want to look at like a man's ass. You know?
Exactly.
Just saying.
That's why I love playing Horizon. Like I get to be Aloy the whole time, and I'm like,
to be in Near Automata, Catwoman in Arkham City. Come on, sorry.
Yeah, seriously.
We're respectful.
Do you guys as boys get hit on when you play as girls? That's what I want to know.
Yes,
that's exactly. That's why I play the female character.
Well,
yeah.
I talk, so that the illusion drops pretty quick.
Yeah,
I don't talk, so it's always an interesting thing. Because I don't usually put my microphone or anything.
Oh, I don't either. Like, no way. I'm not listening to anybody, and I'm not talking to anybody. I'm like the most antisocial online gamer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slow chat.
My question
find out I'm a guy, they say it's
the
even
question.
better.
The question is always like, Ralph, if you are so antisocial, why are you playing a multiplayer game? And I'm like, look, man, sometimes you want to play a multiplayer game and have the idea that you might want to talk to somebody, but you know you don't want.
Not even. I just want to play the game. Just leave me alone. Like, I'm here for the game. I'm here to kill things and get loot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here to socialize. Leave me alone.
I remember when we got
Wow.
we talked to people. At first, it was cool, but then after a while, it got to some point where you're getting cursed out by little kids when you win, and then they curse you out when you lose. I'm like, what are you
Dude,
doing?
I was Overwatch was the most because I wouldn't really be active in game chat until I was playing Overwatch.
Okay.
And oh my god, the arguments I'd get. I think that was the first time I ever angrily messaged someone.
Man.
Like this one guy, like because once they put you in the lower ranks,
Jesse and
you're
I
stuck
know.
with them forever.
Yeah.
And I would get pulled. I think the first time I ever angrily messaged someone, I was like, this one guy was like, so there's these guys play as this character Genji, who's a ninja, and everyone who plays him is like, trust me, guys, I'm really good, and they're never good, ever. And I'd be like, yo, you got to switch characters right now, and be like, I got this. And every time the kill feed, it's just I see his dead body, dead, and I'm like, I was like, you are contributing nothing, please. And I would always play the characters no one wants to play because it was the only one that cared about the team composition. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to heal you guys. Please do good work. And they wouldn't, of course.
So no, I can't play. I can't play healer. I just
when you
pull
play
up
the
so much
healer
rage.
and the kill truck, I hate that.
I have to hit stuff.
Following everybody and just cursing at them, like, you stupid sack of shit! Like, what are you doing? You know what? I'm gonna let you die because you're an idiot.
It's like you have one job. Don't die. I'm healing you. Stop. I think people still die. What can you do?
Dude, one of the worst things in the world is being the tank, and then the healer decides they don't want to heal you.
Yeah, oh, that's great.
And then when they all get killed, they go,
"Oh yeah,
if you do something, tank."
The healer,
I'm like, you didn't heal me.
The healer goes like AFK, and you're fighting, and their little avatar is just like sitting
Or
on
they
the
pull
floor. And
out
they're like,
their
"Oh yeah,
gun.
I was talking to my friend. Ha ha ha. Sorry guys."
Or one of my favorites is when I'm playing a competitive match. The mode is literally called competitive. And I'm like, can we like try and win the game? Like, it's just a game. I'm like, then why are you playing competitive? Or they'd be like, it's just a game. I'm like, yeah, it's one I want to win. Can we please do that? Or one time I got called toxic.
WoW.
I got called toxic because I was like, hey, this composition isn't. Could we maybe I give tips to win it? Big, you're being toxic. I'm like, what? I just want to win the game, man. Like,
I'm sure soon they'll give out participation trophies to the teams that lose. That's what we did. You came in second place. You did great.
But there was only 2 places.
I know.
Since we're talking about playing, Bitsy, why don't you tell them a little bit about what your comic's about? Because I think we touched upon it. Go ahead.
So, Maiden in Disguise is about the maiden, Eliana. She goes by Ellie, and all her friends think she's a boy. And she is a huge gamer. Like, she plays a VTuber like this, but he's a male, big, tall, half dragon male. And in game, she also has the same character build, and she acts out as him playing the game. And it's a lot of fun because when she goes Elrond mode, she just goes totally confident, totally puts on her like streamer persona and can, take any shit on. But in reality, when she's just Ellie, she's very short, she's very shy, she has a really hard time talking to like other people. So she's kind of, the whole idea started when I was in high school and I was, a gamer playing WoW, and everyone's like, you can't play WoW, you're a girl, you can't be a gamer, you're not serious. And I'm like, I seriously have a PC and play WoW, what's the difference? So she was like supposed to be the
all of the characters'
ultimate gamer. No, but I know some weird and obscure lore about my favorite male characters.
What's the most obscure? What's the most obscure piece of lore? Drop it on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't say you know things without sharing it.
I'm curious.
On the spot. Okay.
We're here to learn from you.
Oh no, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Fake fan. Exposed.
Well, because everybody probably already knows that Illidan has a crush on his sister,
I don't even know
or his
who Illidan
brother's
is.
wife, and it led to a whole war, and he betrayed
Wait, that's
everybody.
in World of Warcraft?
But
I think the WoW people know that, but I don't think anybody else knows.
Yeah,
that.
the WoW
Well, hang on,
people
who here is a
definitely know
WoW
that.
fan? So maybe that would be a good, because you could say anything about World of Warcraft and be like, yeah. Okay.
Well, I know what she's talking
I will
about,
learn
but
something new
I
there.
find that what she's talking about, most people don't know about.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I've always, like,
I
worked
really
backwards.
appreciate that he betrayed the queen and, never was actually a bad guy, but they wanted him to change. They wanted him, they were like, you either got to come back to the good side and get rid of your powers, or we're casting you out. And he's like, bruh, the only way I can get rid of the bad guys is with my powers. And so they cast him out. The poor thing, he's all alone.
World of Warcraft. I miss World of Warcraft.
I'm not very articulate. Sorry. I'm very nervous and I'm literally
No,
shaking.
Bitsy, you are doing a great job. Don't worry
Kicking
about
ass tonight.
Yeah.
Oh.
I enjoyed the first volume of Maiden in Disguise. It reminded me a lot of Ramo and Half, the gender confusion stuff. So I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. There's definitely a second volume coming, I promise. I just can't draw it. I drew the first one all by myself, and it took like 2.5 years and almost killed me. So I'm hiring a team this time, which means I need to build income first. So probably next year at the earliest. I might launch my secondary comic. I have 1 volume of that one out as well. I might do volume 2 of that one first because it's smaller and easier and not my sweet baby child. So it's
No
okay if it
pressure on
doesn't
that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm in a similar boat, Bitsy.
Go ahead, Jake.
Oh, Bitsy, I'm in a similar boat. I'm just funding my first book now on Kickstarter. I think we're less than 24 hours away from the end. But learning that, like, I need a team. Like, if I still want to be precious about the art. I want it to be my inks and my shading, but like there are certain things I don't have to do,
Exactly.
Oh, I
totally agree.
No. But you brought it up, so I want you to talk about it.
Oh, who did that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did that, huh?
Hey, tell everyone about the crystal thing again. That was really sweet.
Oh, definitely. Go ahead.
That's a really smart marketing idea.
Thank you, man. This is Ashes of Eden. Ashes of Eden is the story about a dungeon crawl to find a legendary treasure going horribly wrong when our main character, Ash, the kid with the goggles there, unravels a thread to forbidden knowledge, and that ends up being humanity's true origins. So, like, the origins of why we're all here in the first place that we've been lied about. And that kind of manifests in the discovery of this girl named Eden from a forgotten civilization. But while Ash is down there digging, he's part of this faction of people that dig for these crystals that power their towns and keep their family alive and warm in the snowy wasteland. So he's here hunting for crystals, as you see in like the preview of the comic. But when he and Eden eventually come together, they realize they have this kind of spiritual connection that lets them hear these vibrations or these voices echoing from the crystals. That's like ancient data from the world that came before. So we wanted to put ancient data inside the crystal for you as well to get you. Let me demo this real quick. So I'll put
you up. I'm not over there. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, you got to blow Jesse up.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. So when you buy the crystal, this is available on the Kickstarter right now. Inside the crystal, we wanted to put secret data as well to get you free comics.
Nice.
That is so innovative.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So once you sign up there, it actually takes you to our digital library. Let me show you that because I've actually never showed anybody this part before. Beep boop.
Yes, we get new secret knowledge.
This is a Written Writ exclusive.
Right?
Oh, shit.
We're getting here on the first time ever on Written Writ.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Drum roll.
I know. So it starts off like that.
Ooh.
That's what you see after you sign up, and then there's a little thank you from me to say like, hey, thanks. Freaking love you for doing that. And then yeah, this opens it up to the digital library. You get the first 5 issues digitally before they ever release. Dang. So number one is out, and then if you get the crystal, there's already a preview of issue 2. Oops. There we go.
I'm so jealous
sweet.
of this setup. This is amazing.
What's the crystal tier?
The crystal
Hold on, I'll put it up.
It's like $90.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's such a good deal. And you get a cool physical piece of merch too.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I just like the fact that you get the crystal.
Yeah.
You get this cool crystal. Some people have been taking it and like wearing it as a necklace. Some people are like, I saw one girl come back because we sold these at conventions twice. She came back the next day and she had them as earrings, and I was like, "That's insane!"
Oh my goodness!
Nice.
That made me cry. That was
Aw,
gorgeous.
I'm tearing up a little just hearing about that.
It was really cool. And you know, I
How
wanted
did
to
you do it? Sorry.
Yes,
I just
for
can't
the
believe
knowledge.
this. I'm so confused. And that was. Did you code all of that?
He'll
Like,
tell you, but you have to buy it.
Yeah, $90. No,
It's a consulting fee.
yeah, but we're having fun with it, and we wanted to create some because, like, you know, we all end up making marketing materials like flyers and business cards and QR codes, and like 90% of the time, that ends up in the garbage.
99. You're being generous, Jesse.
I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you made a cool flyer. I don't know.
No, 99% of the time, like my
Okay.
stuff goes in the trash. I know, definitely.
That's fair. So did mine. I get it.
Wait, so you mean the glitter art piece is gone?
What?
The glitter art piece?
No, it's
Talking
still
about
there.
like marketing materials.
Yeah,
right?
we're talking about like business cards and flyers. Yeah, no,
that's all
Not
trash.
marketing.
Her art is something totally different.
No, like
is that still not
yeah.
marketing if you have your physical art and are trying to sell it?
Yeah,
If they
but
buy
you're
it,
gonna
it's
keep
not.
that.
yeah, but that's
like, I'm
that's
gonna
not
keep
as cool
art.
as a crystal.
No, it's still cool. It's still cool.
No.
But yeah, that was the idea. Is like, what can we give to people that like brings them?
Oh,
into
look at that! It's beautiful.
part
It's
of the
so
world.
nice.
Oh,
I'm gonna
that.
hire you and we'll talk. Yeah.
Now you got
Oh, there's two different kinds.
Oh,
There's like
damn.
every one is like a new kind of crystal.
So they're all different.
They're all different. Yeah.
Is
Damn.
there one that's a square?
There is close.
My mind has been blown.
Yes, it has. I didn't know they were different. I thought it was one generic one.
Either.
That's the closest we have to a square. is
Oh
like
my
that.
god!
I thought it was a D20
Nice.
for
I
a
thought it was a
second.
D20.
Yeah, I thought it was a D20 for a second. I was gonna die.
I was so excited.
Do you have a D20?
Oh, we were thinking about it. We did an eyeball.
Yeah.
We did a big eyeball.
Oh my
Oh, that's nice too.
So you're going to New York Comic Con, right?
That's the goal. Our home show is usually Anime NYC, just because we're like really anime and manga focused.
Yep.
Yes.
But we want to get into everywhere. Like that's the
Take
goal.
Test is super collectible.
Nice.
Yeah.
I agree. And,
Yeah,
and
now
you heard Bitsy already wants to hire you.
Bitsy, I want to, and I want to hire you.
Oh, thanks. Come to Japan. We'll talk.
Where in Japan are you?
Currently, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, but I'm moving to Tokyo this month. So,
Oh
should be
wow!
Let's
fun.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so cool. Well, we have friends in Tokyo now. That's great.
Yeah, look at that.
I have more friends in Tokyo now. Let's go. You might actually see me.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Possibly.
Y'all,
really
y'all
cool.
should come. We should do a big anime con next year. I think
We
they're
should.
sold out, but we should try it.
Yeah.
Oh, Comic Cat? Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, Comic Cake sells out like 2-3 years in advance.
Wow.
It's rough.
Wow.
Yeah, but we've been dying to figure out how to get to Japan to do one of the big conventions.
That would be so cool.
That'd be awesome.
I feel like I just like faint from sensory overload.
Yeah,
It can be a lot. It can be a lot.
Right.
end up,
Everyone
like,
get their
going-
passports. We're
Exactly.
planning for like 3 years from now.
I think
you
I'd end
just
up
remind
going
me. I
to
need
a
to get my
temple
food.
and just like not coming back. Just like live in
Oh.
a temple.
Speak.
You
They'll
know,
take
life
you
would
in
be a lot
too.
simpler if you did.
What's that?
Life would be a lot
Life
simpler.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Become a monk.
They'll take you in. They really
Yeah.
will. Especially if you're like on a tour to find yourself. They'll let you sleep there and they'll feed you and all kinds of stuff.
Every
As
day.
long as it's
3
Buddhist,
hots and a cot.
not
That sounds
Shinto.
great.
Well, the Buddhist, yeah. The Buddhist
It's-
one is the one I want to go to.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. If,
Vaughn, you didn't get the chance to talk about this, so I'm going to throw this at you.
Yeah, so I have an art contest that's going to be ending. I decided to finally have an end date, but it has been going. That it ends on July 14th, and then there will be a stream where I'll be talking about it, and that is good. Or we'll be announcing the results, and that will be on my YouTube channel, which is my name, Vaughn Coleman, on the 21st. But the winner will have their piece published in the book. So if you're interested in that, definitely join in. I've had some great submissions so far, and I'm excited to see if anyone else turns one in. But yeah, make sure you join, and we'll have some fun.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Can we throw a link up to Vaughn's?
The Kickstarter? Yeah, I can do that right now. Hold on. I was gonna say, Vaughn, while you're here, you might as well retell them about your Kickstarter. Go for it.
Yeah. So Phenomenova is a superhero story set 20 years after World War III and follows the idealistic son of a war hero who is struck by lightning while holding a mysterious crystal, and he finds himself awakening with lightning powers and lightning speed, and he decides he wants to use those powers to become a superhero, but he finds himself in way over his head when he attempts to intervene at a heist at a nuclear reactor. He finds himself just totally out of his league. And so it's like basically he's got this impossible standard to live up to. In the past, he's reckless, he's dumb, he's stupid, but he's got a good heart and he wants to make the world a better place. And he finds there's a steep learning curve. And from here, I'm going to launch into, it'll eventually become a team book, but I really wanted to focus on one hero's journey. It's one of my pet peeves. I've had this happen a few times in indie books where they just throw so much crap at you in issue 1 that you don't care about any of it. And I was like, let's make you care about one character more than the others and just really have his journey. And I just kind of kept doing it until I had a solid foundation. And I had a lot of fun. This is a character. So his name is Galvanite. It's a superhero name. But he doesn't have a full costume in issue 1 because I don't feel that he's earned it yet. But he does have a little makeshift costume and that he throws together from stuff in his house. So it's fun. It's fun. There's some tragedy in there, but there's also some fun. And it's a superhero story that I think is going to really resonate with people. And it's 68 pages total. It's $20 for the main cover. All variant covers are going to be limited to campaigns. Once the campaigns are over, you will not be able to get the variants. So if you want the variants, make sure that you do that.
Dude, these are gorgeous covers, man.
Yeah. Well, so I had one was an homage to Final Fantasy VII, which is
You're right up my alley.
There we go.
All right, so I did a 2-hour video essay on Final Fantasy VII. Funny story about that. I posted a clip from it on YouTube because the algorithm decided that they don't like me and didn't promote this video.
That's
I put my soul into. And so then I accidentally started a war on Twitter because I just said that, like, well, if you analyze the game, Cloud and Tifa end up together, and then there apparently there's a massive shipping war going on.
Oh, God.
And
for years.
they were,
Oh my god!
no, but I've never these people were unhinged.
Yep.
They were
Yep.
some of them were
Yeah.
blocked. Some of them were accusing me of doctoring footage. I'm like,
Exactly.
what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
I've
And
gotten into enough arguments about this.
Yeah, it is
they
a
were
toxic cesspit.
They were like, Yvonne, you're spreading propaganda. I'm like, I'm talking about a game I like. Man. And they were like saying, Vaughn, you didn't do enough research. The video's 2 hours long. I didn't cover enough for you. The video, literally, I wrote 49 pages, and I was like, I have to stop. And they were like, why didn't you include this detail? I'm like, because the game is 60 hours long.
Exactly.
You know what? At that point, you should just be like, shut up and make your own video.
But I made a video called, and they were like, but anyway, so that happened. But I did make that video essay. It is solid. It's on my channel. But I was like, the new game's coming out, which I've also been streaming on my channel. It's great, and it's mixed because they add all these stupid mini games. But I was like, there's a part where he looks up at this futuristic reactor. I'm like, why don't I do a cover of that? And I'm going to shoot Final Fantasy VII. So there it is. The artist of that cover came with a really cool reactor design that was more interesting than anything I had thought of.
Nice.
And then my Rini, who's my friend who gave me feedback, she has this great book called Fiendish. She's one of the better creators. She has one of the better new properties I've seen come out of the indie space. So she did my last cover, and I was like, what do you want to draw? She's giving me feedback. She's like, I want to draw the villain at the reactor. I'm like, all right, let's do that. And what's funny is the first 4 covers just happened to come in chronological order. They happen in the story.
Right.
Not even meaning to. Okay, so he's getting struck. And the last cover messes with that, but the last cover is so cool that, what am I going to be like? spoil the ending with the cover. I'm not gonna do. But anyway, he comes up with this idea for the cover, Buzz, and he just drops that. He just gave me the thumbnail. He's like, I have an idea for your cover. And I go, oh, because I had ideas, but then he goes, I have an idea for your cover. And he just draws that. I'm like, yep, let's just run with that. So that's going to be colored.
That is gorgeous.
So that was I waited to launch my Kickstarter until I had this cover art.
I can see why.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to make it a virgin cover, honestly. I don't even think I'm going to add the logo.
It doesn't need it. It's perfect.
It doesn't.
Don't mess with perfection.
I love a good virgin cover. Like,
yeah.
I always try to like those are so rare sometimes with like out any of the marketing or the stamping on top. Like I just want a nice virgin cover, and if it's a property I really love, like that's frame worthy, dude.
Yeah, and then the back cover, my buddy, so we're friends with Dan Fraga. We were hanging with him at one of the nicest guys in the industry, Dan Fraga, and we were hanging with him, and then but my friend, he was like, I want to do an homage to Bloodstrike #1. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Like, what do you? And he goes, here's the cover. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, do that. Then that's fine. He goes, I'm going to do. So these characters are called Crusader Corps. They fought during World War III. And initially I was like, but I want it to be colored because I don't want it to be edgy. So we decided not to do the blood, even though, yes, there was a lot of blood in World War III. I was like, let's keep this more uplifting. But ultimately, I think the black and white does work because it's almost like an old photograph, even though that doesn't really chronologically, time-wise, they have good cameras in World War III. But I was like, you know what? It looks cool. It looks aesthetic. And so, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it's like when everyone's like grizzled and old and stuff. Exactly. This is like the photo that they look back at and they're like, remember the good time.
Yeah, so that's what I decided. And I would love to do a prequel comic limited series set during World War III, but I want to keep this one going. I want this to be like Uncanny X-Men or like an ongoing series, Phenomenova. Like keep it going. It'll probably be 24-page issues from here on out, or like 24 to 28. But yeah, this first issue, I really wanted to give you guys, something to really chew on. And honestly, the fact that it's taken off as well as it has really been amazing. That this many people are like, yes, this person you don't know with an IP and a company I don't know, I will happily throw money at you, even though there's 1,000 other superhero books. It's really been an amazing, experience to know that this many people. It also means the pressure is on, and I have to deliver. And I want to, because the thing is, you don't get a second first impression. No. And I've heard so many horror stories of people like, and the thing is, I get to do all this great work, and then the printer, I'm like, oh God, not the printer, because I hear so many nightmare printer stories.
What are you using for printing, out of curiosity?
Let's see. Someone told me that. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say it or not. So because someone else gave it to me, I don't know if I could. I'll tell you. I can tell you.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
I'll just say yay or nay, I guess. If it's something I know, because I've dealt with a lot of printers and I've had a lot of issues.
Well, so I'm gonna give you. I might do a second one, but I'm probably gonna do the first one I list.
Nice. And it's always kind of like, personal experience too, because I went with a nay. Technically,
I haven't heard of any of those, so good luck. I don't know.
You've definitely heard of the second one's products. You just might not know.
Yeah, no.
I'll tell you after. But yeah, no, I mean it's been amazing, honestly, the support. One of the best things, get on as many shows as possible.
Yeah.
I told them to sell the product before you sell the product.
Exactly.
Or do a good launch. I didn't do as good of a launch with this one because I was just kind of like, you guys know my book. But the truth is, not everyone knows your book. Like I've been on this channel before, and there are people discovering me the first time. It happened. It's kind of like that. It's like the old comic method where every issue is someone's first issue. It's the same thing when you're pitching your book every time. Or how many times have you really bought a book from the first time you've heard of it?
That too.
Be honest. Mm-hmm. Never, like rarely ever.
I do that. I go around when I do conventions and I see whoever's selling original stuff. Yeah, like whoever's selling original stuff, and I'm just like, tell me about your thing, and then they give me the pitch, and you see like the passion in their eyes and stuff, and like you really feel it, and you're like, all right, I have to buy this from you now.
But in online, you don't have to worry about that awkward walking away, so you could just kind of go, you know. But in person, when I'm at a con, and it's nice reading it because they also sign it for you at the con.
Yep.
By the way, I'll sign anything for free in person. If there's a signature fee, it's just because I have to go to the fulfillment place and sign it there. That's the only reason why that's there. Which that I'd have to figure out, dude. It planning, first of all, everything always takes longer than you think.
Yeah.
Which is why I gave myself extra time, and now I'm getting into I'm like, because people are like, oh, fine, you got 2 months. It's September's your date. I'm like, 2 months? Like, because you don't realize how fast that goes.
Yeah, that is no time at all, especially when like the printers themselves will kind of like jerk you around for like a month, depending. Or I've had printers like jerk me around for like 2 months, and I'm just like, calling them like, "Where's my stuff?" They're like, "Oh, it's shipping out tomorrow." I'm like, "You said that last week. Like, what's going on here?" Like, at least be honest with me. So, like, be honest so I can tell my backers what's going on, because I can't tell my backers every week like, "Oh, it's shipping out tomorrow." Like, I gotta know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully. All right, hopefully I can get it. All right, so I'm gonna try and get this as soon as I get this art. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, just slap it at the printers.
No pressure. I mean, if you say 2 months and you're like 4 months, people aren't gonna freak out.
They're not. You know what? People in crowdfunding are actually really forgiving, unless you do something stupid like, "Oh, sorry guys, I spent the money on a new car because I really needed one," and that's when you run into problems. But if you're late by a little, like, people usually understand.
Yeah, just don't set super hard expectations.
What do you mean? You guys make like some of the best comics ever. Like the moment someone reads it, it's going to be the best thing ever. Especially this one that has Bunny Lord 2388, best comic ever, just because Bunny Lord 2388.
I was waiting for that.
I mean, it is the best comic ever, but I mean, not because of Bunny Lord, whatever he just said.
Best character in there. Okay?
Give him your spiel,
Best
man.
character in there.
Oh, yeah. So I am the artist, writer, everythinger for Sacrimony, A Tale of Love, Life, and Death in no particular order. I don't get a lot of sleep. It's very tragic. But, they say do what you love and you'll just keep working and never sleep, I guess.
And you love Bunny Lord 2388.
Right. Yeah. So Sacrimony is the story of a girl who died, but then she got better. And as with all mysterious resurrection stories, there's a catch. The catch is that she has no memory of her past, no idea why she has magical powers, or why she has demon wings that she now has to hide from society. It feels a lot like Saga, but if it wasn't in space and if the parents hated each other. So yeah, it's a fantasy drama. There's like lots of like crazy fantastical things like gods interacting with mortals and magic and demons and all of that stuff, but like really it's kind of more of like a human story. It deals with like unresolved grief, dysfunctional families, found family, like a lot of very human topics. It also definitely does not take itself too seriously. So I know like a lot of people see the art and they're like, oh my god, this is like some like super serious high class stuff, but like no, I am not a high class person, people. You know this by now.
Just remember, Bunny Lord 2388 is the best character in the series.
Copy that.
Oh my god, Matta, you know this one too, so go for it.
Yes, my comics partner in crime, John Westhoff, finally got funded today with Drumsticks of Doom. Me and Ralph were like screaming behind the scenes.
Exactly.
It was so satisfying because oh my god, he was like I think $600 short this morning or something.
Yeah, he was.
And then we just kept seeing backers pile on, but I mean, there's still 3 hours left to get in on this. It is a story about an alternate universe where instead of the Beatles becoming the most popular band, Black Sabbath becomes the most popular band. And literally all hell breaks loose. There's like demons, there's like, arachnigators, there's werewolves, there's lots of heavy metal. Like the main character, she loves music. She wants to keep heavy metal at the top of the charts. And it's a fun, wild ride. And also there's a plushie. So I was very invested in getting this funded so I could get my plushie. Yes.
Yes.
Like how adorable that is.
Wow.
Like if you don't want one of those, like, if you don't want one of those, I can't talk to you anymore. Like that's it.
That's so cool.
That is so cute.
3 hours left. Like get in on it. It's a great story. The artwork is great. It's just a great concept. Like if you love heavy metal as much as I do, like you have to just get in on it.
That's so dope.
Nice.
And you guys are racking up backers too, Matta. Like
yeah, that's good.
This wasn't my campaign. Like I've collaborated with John on another project, so like I can't take credit for this, but I will take credit for getting people to come in on his campaign. He's like, it's all thanks to you, and I'm like, yep, that's right.
Hell yeah. But for Sacrimony too, like you have an awesome number of backers. That's That's so cool.
Thank you. The closest, the highest I've ever gotten was 198 on Sacramony 6, and I was so salty I didn't get to 200. But next time.
Yeah, you were so close.
Oh my God, yeah,
like, come on, let's go, people.
Yeah, because we did like a countdown type show on the last day, and we're just like, what is going on? Like, come on, people! Like, 2 people just throw in $1, get us to 200. No takers.
And that's why I tell people a lot of the times that you think that you can't support a Kickstarter, but you can do $1. The more people support the Kickstarter, the better it is for the Kickstarter the next time it goes on.
Yeah, I mean, also it's just the more people that jump in, the more Kickstarter's own algorithm is like, oh, hey, people are getting in on this. I better start like pushing it back up to the top. So it's like it's a whole thing.
And speaking of Kickstarter and things that you can do for free, here is Penguino's Revenge, fantastic comic from Rob Powers, amazing guy. He's going to be on the show next Wednesday because we're kicking off Penguino's Revenge here on the show.
Oh my God!
Live with Rob. And Gage will be here too because I'm going to make him sure he comes over here.
Oh, my friend, yes, I haven't talked to him in like forever and a half.
So, folks, signing up to get notified is so easy. It's free. You sign up. The project gets a lot of followers, and it throws you in the best part of the algorithm when your project starts. So, folks, come on, it's easy. Just go sign up to get notified, and you can actually help out a project.
For free. Like, it costs you literally nothing to hit that follow on the notify me on launch button. Like, seriously.
And it helps push it forward so much too.
Oh, like, definitely.
Because then Kickstarter is like, oh, hey, there's something that people want. Like, maybe I should promote this more.
Yeah. Matt, you got this one too.
Oh yes, and my pal Grant Lankard, who is also going to be on next week, I believe, or the week after. Wait, was it next week or did we say the 17th?
Wait, he has 40 days. Okay, he's the week after.
Yeah,
okay.
He's the week after because he's got time to go, but he's doing a trade paper. Oh my God, I can't words right now. Trade paperback of Beowulf issues 1 through 6. It's a wild ride. It's basically a teenage girl and her talking cat named Mooney, who's based on his real cat, by the way, that passed away last year, and it was very sad. But yes, the teenage girl has a premonition that there is a dragon that's about to attack, and she and her talking cat have to find the reincarnation of Beowulf to defeat the dragon. And unfortunately, womp womp, Beowulf has been reincarnated into the body of a middle-aged, unemployed slacker.
I love it.
So now he has to go through training on how to fight the dragon, and just hilarity ensues.
And this is also from a fellow Comics Launch Pro member.
Yes, it is. It's a small world, isn't it?
Oh.
It is a
small world. So many of them here.
Yeah.
I'm a pro member too.
Are
you serious?
Yeah. I've never met Jesse before. I don't know what's going on.
I have
I haven't been on in 2 years.
Gotcha.
Jesse's been on since 2020. I've been on since 2020. Like, I don't know how we've never crossed paths.
That is so weird.
That's wild. But I feel like I've met my favorite ones here.
Same here. We always get such high quality Comics Launch people on the show.
It's really cool. I love that.
So our friend Des
it's a great
has a new
community.
Kickstarter with beautiful new pins, as you can see from the little space cat right there, which I want.
Oh my goodness.
She started off the Kickstarter today, actually.
She did the Snack Bats campaign, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
got
God.
it.
Yes, amazing.
Her stuff is always fantastic. She's an amazing artist, folks. Her pins are always fantastic. Go check them out. The Kickstarter started today. She's already at $188, 6 backers. She has 20 days to go. Dude, if you love pins, you got to check out these cute, beautiful, cute little
And
pins.
if you love cats,
or this majestic
everyone
cat
loves.
pin right here.
That's so cool.
Dude, and I think as she gets more money, she releases more pins.
Yeah, there's one secret pin that we don't know about yet. I believe I was stalking the campaign earlier today because I was like, what is this?
Yeah, dude, that cat caught my attention, and I want
Black
that cat.
cat, right? It is majestic.
You got the majestic, you got the fun.
Can we see the mystery pin? Is there like a image with a question mark or something?
Is there like a who's that Pokemon?
Yeah, right.
That's what we did.
There it is.
Nice.
I love that.
It's Goo. And I could swear I saw who Goo looks like. So look at this star right here, though.
Adorable.
That's pretty. That's a righteous. That like takes me right back to the 80s.
Exactly.
I love that.
I love her art style. It's just it really always tickles me, and she goes from like one end of the spectrum to another.
She got range.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's see what else we got over here. Of course, the guys from We Suck at Comics, Wayward Raven.
I love that name. We Suck at Comics.
Oh, dude. And guess who's going to be in We Suck at Comics? A little Ralph is going to be in We Suck at Comics.
Yes!
I wrote a story for them, and guess who did the art? Shadow Rabbit. So
I finally get to see it.
Shadow Rabbit actually did the internal.
Shadow Rabbit did a cover. It's like a cover for my story.
Nice.
It's in the book. That's
and he's not here.
Yeah, he's not.
He was in the comments.
He was in the chat for a minute. So this is the new Kickstarter they have right now. It's called Napoleon's Starship. I think it's going to come out soon. And it's a whole little story about what would have happened if Napoleon would have kept going and went into space.
That is such a bonkers AU to think of, but I love it.
And this is the next Kickstarter they got going. So go check it out. And I think I got one more and we're done. Our friend Eliana, a beautiful writer, actress. Let's see, here it is. A beautiful writer, actress. She's supposed to be in this play right here, or movie. No, play.
Look at that. Every time you load someone's page, you're magical. Magical.
That's cool.
What's the best? How do you guys? Because I'm now like getting into the Kickstarter crowd. What's the best way? How do you guys get those numbers? Like, how do you
mailing
get out
list?
Mailing
list.
Okay.
Yes.
Mailing list, and what you're doing right now, the more you get the word out there, the more shows you do. You said it. The more shows you do, the more you get it out there, the more new people see you. I find that what happens is a lot of Kickstarter guys sit on their laurels, thinking that the project will fund itself.
Yeah,
especially if they have one successful Kickstarter already. They're like, no, I got this in the bag, and then the second issue does like such lower numbers, and they're just like, why? It's like, bro, because you didn't hustle like you did for the first one.
Right.
They call it
Your name isn't Pat Shand.
They call it a campaign. And you got a campaign. You know.
Yep.
So there's a beautiful play here. If it's fun, she gets to be because she's been cast in the play. I think they're trying to get the money together to put the play out there. Go check it out. Go help the arts.
I feel like 12,000 is such a low ask for a play too. Like
it is, yeah, completely. And I'm working with Liana to be on the show so she can talk about it herself. So we should have her on soon.
Nice. Oh, cool.
Great name for the play too. Very naughty.
Dude, yeah.
Tony, real quick, I haven't got to meet you yet, but dude, is that Mega Man behind you?
Yeah, this one.
Yes, y'all should talk about Mega Man now.
Yeah, this is the recent model from Kotobukiya. You got to put it together.
I have that sitting in the box, still waiting to build it. I haven't built him yet, but I have the box.
As far as models go, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
You start with the head, which I like because a lot of the Gundam models you start with the foot. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So you start with the head, so it looks like you actually did something. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Mega Man is my religion.
I have the X models, but they're in like another room.
Nice. Yeah, my book is a spiritual succession of my love for Mega Man.
Nice.
Is really it.
I saw. Rob told me to watch this last week's stream, and I saw a little bit of it. I heard you talk about Mega Man in the beginning.
Hell yeah, that was really cool to see that on your shelf, man.
Yeah. Well, big Mega Man, I forget it.
I was telling Tony, you missed it, bro. Jesse was on. He was talking all the good stuff.
Oh, Jesse. Also, I forgot to ask you if you've ever heard of the Proto Men.
Okay. So you see this map of Hyrule?
Hold on.
Nice. Which game is that from?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Okay, I've been playing the latest, but I haven't finished it.
So before that was a map of Hyrule. That was a poster of the Proto Men signed by all of them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I saw them live one time, and I was just like, oh my god, they're wearing the helmets and everything, and like it was so cool.
So one of my friends is the Gambler. She's the female vocalist. Yeah.
No way.
Right.
She is so righteous. Like nobody else remembers me, but every time I go to a show, like she's there, big hug. And like they're my favorite. Like I love metal and rock and roll, and I grew up in like punk. But that's one of my favorite live shows to this day. Like they are so good live. Yeah.
All right, so just to do a little something else here, and of course I like your video, so I'm gonna play it again. All right, there we go. Boom, there it is.
Sweet. Humanity resurfaces to a new dawn. Brave explorers called Terra Divers scour the snowy wasteland for ancient halon crystals, powerful stones that keep their village alive. But when Ash unearths Eden, a girl from a forgotten civilization, they must now race against the secret society to unveil the truth of what their world has become before Eden's past is erased forever. Welcome to Ashes of Eden. Hi, I'm Jesse Judy, writer and creator of Ashes of Eden, the post-apocalyptic comic book journey about a boy and a girl who stand up for what's right, even when they're told that they're wrong. If you've ever questioned your beliefs, sought truth, and found yourself on the other side of that, this book's for you. I wrote Ashes of Eden to create more mindful heroes that unveil hidden wisdom as a reminder that the answers we seek are already within us. Think Indiana Jones meets Mega Man with a globetrot across world mythology. After 3 epic years as a webcomic, Ashes of Eden comes to life in 28 pages of glossy glory. Now, we're funding a print run of 1,000 copies or more. So why Kickstarter? Well, great news. The book is 100% complete, successfully test printed, and acclaimed at conventions like Anime NYC and Anime Expo LA. But the biggest question I get is still, Jesse, how do I get a copy if I can't make it to conventions? Well, that is why I've come to Kickstarter. I've put a lot of skin into the game, and now I'm calling on you to join the journey with your pledge. Backer-only rewards include a copy before it ever sells at shows, the revolutionary NFC Halon Crystal that you got to check out. I'll include another video down below with the campaign because it's really special. Insane exclusive stretch goals like Be in the Book, and even retail rewards to get us in stores. With your help, I'm going to make my goal a reality and get Ashes of Eden to more readers than ever before. Thank you so much for joining me on my creative journey and for checking out this special presentation. Ashes of Eden is happening, and it's even cooler because of your support. Back your favorite reward, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for the shout out, guys. I appreciate that.
I love that. I love your explanation on it. It's so simple, so smooth. You know, by the time you finish the video, you're like, okay, I know what's going on.
Yep. Super effective.
So we're actually Thank you. We are only $15 away from opening up our next stretch goal.
Nice.
Which is
24 hours ago.
This cover is lithographic though. So like when you turn it, the mask will go on and off.
Nice.
So that'll unlock in literally $15, guys.
Nice. All right, dude. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you probably have been promoting this. Seems like you've had this webcomic for so long. Never heard of you. Never knew anything. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
What do you have? Like hours left?
Yeah. We're in our last day officially.
Okay.
Last 20-something hours now.
24 hours to go.
Yeah, we've been enjoying Jesse's company here on the show as he's been hawking his wares.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. So I'm not $15, but I do, my stretch goals are across campaigns. So let's see if I were to do the math. So that double page, there's a double page spread. So just since you were pulling up mine, I didn't want to take away, but just because it seems to be on screen. If you scroll down, looks like I got at least one new backer during this show. But if you scroll down, you will see, keep going. Yeah, I have a lot of covers, which I don't know if I'm going to do as many going forward, but you know,
it's a lot to keep track of. Yeah.
But listen, they're all selling. So
right.
I ain't completely. So go back up real quick. If you see that there's a double page spread right there, that fire, the one with the fire. So
I love that.
First of all, when I posted that, I got so much track. Like people were like, "Holy, who is this Vaughn Coleman guy? What is this?" Which I just kind of told them. Well, actually, here's the thing. Because there's a lot going on in that page that you don't see, but that my artist knows to pull from. So I was like, and I kept revising my description. I was like, wait, don't draw this page. I'm going to do one last revision. And by the time I'm done with vision, I'm like, oh, check it out. And he already has the thumbnail. And I'm like, don't even read what I just wrote. Just go with that. And then my colorist just took it to the next level. And it's like,
just breathtaking.
I almost wanted it to be like, this is what heroism is in World War III in one image, right? It's just this insurmountable threat that maybe we don't fully but we understand what we need to know. It's a knight in shining armor in a way going against a dragon, but in a superhero World War setting. right? So it was combining those old mythologies with the future mythology of superhero, like clashing all that. Anyway, at 15K accumulated across the campaigns, everyone will get a mini print, like a 6x9 mini print of this art right here.
Yes. Oh, dude.
So
That's just amazing.
we are. Let's see how close we are to that. Like we're pretty close, I think.
You should be. You should be.
Well, yeah. 105 plus. Where are we?
All right, you do your counting. I'll play your video. Hold on.
Right.
Yeah, I want to see this. Oh yeah.
When the whole world was dragged into World War III, brave men like my father fought on the front lines. And they weren't alone. That was 20 years ago. Now it's up to us to carry on their legacy. And every so often, the earth from which we come gives way for something new, something greater to be born. And with them, even greater threats to face. Bring it on! Phenomenova.
Dude.
Thank you. Yeah.
For you,
Gotta put my film degree to some use, you know?
For you.
I got chills.
Thank you. No, I'm glad. I would do is I'd search up music. I was like, it's got to start with the piano and then go crazy. And I was like, okay, boom. I kind of like wrote a little script. And yeah. And that trailer, you know, I wanted it to be, I don't know, something. I think one of the most important things that a lot of people forget is they just too much of just telling the perks and stuff, and that's cool with enthusiasm, but is like getting to someone's heartstrings. And I think one of the reasons I kept rewriting is because I had all the technical details. One of the things that made me a better writer is just getting down to the core of my idea and then working my way up to all the world details and lore and all that. I'm like, okay. My character has these powers and all. Okay, I know what I want him to do in issue 100. Back down to the core. All right, what is it really about? And that's when I made it about the dad. And suddenly, as soon as I included that element in the legacy, World War III was like a later edition. Since I added all that, it was like thematically everything came together. And it was funny you mentioned, like, because I wanted to do a mix of like there is an established superhero world, but also there is like an issue 1 kind of origin story where they're getting the powers. So it's not like everyone's discovering what a superhero is for the first time,
which is what I love. That's what I was saying. I like the fact that you're jumping right into it.
Yeah, I'm jumping in, but I'm also doing it in a way where he's slowly discovering his powers.
Yeah.
But also, I don't need to tell you what a superhero is.
Exactly.
You know, you might, you know, I have a feeling people know, right? If this is found like by cavemen, hopefully they'll in like whatever actual World War III. You know, maybe they'll be like, actually, this guy was onto some stuff. But like also, you know, like maybe I think people will still get it. But I also didn't want to just throw terms. You know, one thing I can't stand is when people. One of the things I think that ages a story worse is when they do pop culture references too much.
Oof,
right. Oh
yeah.
my God. Like there's Deadpool. That movie came out only how long ago, and they're already even when it was in theater, there were references where I'm like,
yeah, that's old. Yeah.
Like so, like I love the Stan Lee Spider-Man stuff, but Stan Lee would be like, "Oh, that girl looks like." I'm like, "Hold on, like, Google." All right, so she was hot in the '60s. Okay, got it. You know, like stuff like that.
Well, you know, Marvel has a sliding time scale, so everything happened.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, Jean Grey.
So you just like, I'll just like whenever those up, I'll swap it for something more current sometimes. You know?
They're like, oh, it's like 78, and I'm like, what? Do you, so it's been 17 years since X-Men #1.
Yeah,
so
I don't think so. You don't look like you've aged 17 years, Jean Grey, Scott Summers.
So like Spider-Man was hanging out with the original cast of Saturday Night Live. So now I read that, I swapped them out with like, oh, you know.
Yeah, now they have like
It wasn't
grandkids.
that long ago. Chris Rock was on. It was a little bit long, not that long.
Yeah. Peter's like he's like hasn't aged a day. But it's like they don't question it at all. Punisher has fought in 50 different wars.
Right.
You know, I didn't want to do that. And people are like, "What year do I take place?" I'm like, I have a general idea, but it's also kind of my own world. So it's like even if it's like. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. The exact date doesn't necessarily matter a ton.
No, it
I have a
doesn't.
general idea,
Mm-hmm.
but what was important was how many years since this, so I knew the events of my story when they were years. Right.
Nice.
I actually completely built a new planet for mine because I was like, I don't want anybody to try and compare my stuff to anything else. Yeah,
That's the way to do it, man. You built the whole thing, but it's hard to
Well,
do.
I nuked. I
It's
just decided that I nuked a large. I was like, I wanted to be in California because like weather and just for a couple of reasons. I was like, but I don't want to have to be accurate. So I just what you see in that double spread, I just nuked the hell out of an area of California and then like reshape it.
That's the way to
So
do
that
it.
way it's its own county. Don't worry about it. The geography changed a bit.
But are they skibbity? Do they have W Riz? Do they have the
Who's they?
100
Oh
yacht?
no!
Who's they?
No, chat, of course. No.
Exactly.
Even
chat.
my daughter
Come
came
on,
in and said
let's
no.
put these W's in the chat.
Oh dear.
Even she's saying she's done with that Gen Alpha shit.
Listen, I am edging right now so hard that I am in goon zone, bro.
Oh no!
All right, Brian, are you still there, Brian?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, it's your turn.
He's like,
to
unfortunately,
tell people who you are because I think they might have.
I
forgotten.
let it crust.
Go ahead, Brian.
I'm just waiting for Nathan to finish over there.
No, never wait for him to finish. Just
No.
cut him off. Nothing
Exactly.
he says has any value.
Thank you for letting me
Nathan,
become the edge lord.
I love it.
Yeah, man, you got it. It's my time to chill. For my book, yeah, we've got oh man, check us out. We've got Hardly Heroes. We've got Victor. We've got Cocaine. Actually, I think we're out of that in the shop. Yeah, we're out of it.
You know, you had my attention and then you lost it.
I know. I should have rolled with it. We've got a couple email newsletter sign-ups for books that we have in development. So we have issue 9 of Hardly Heroes out. The ongoing fantasy series. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, it's probably your jam. It's about our D&D campaign as a group. Kyle, he was here earlier, but he's the head writer. So a handful of buddies, we created a comic book series based off that. And if you I don't know if we can show the full up website or if you want me to share off.
I am on the website, right? Yeah.
Can you scroll up? There you go. So we've got a couple of signups for books we're working on. We don't have campaigns live for them yet because we want to be probably 75-80% done. That way we can get all the crowdfunding done, knock it out, finish it, and then go to fulfillment. So
since Will is gone, Brian, you can tell him about this.
Yeah, so William was the head writer of Mercenary Guild. It's another fantasy book we're working on. It's a little more traditional, like Conan or like Goblin Slayer for manga fans. So if you guys like Death Dealer, Conan, Goblin Slayer, it's probably more up your alley.
Did someone say Goblin Mode?
Shut up!
Yeah, take it away, Nathan.
Thank you, baby Gronk.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's another fantasy book, and then we've got Victor, which is about Victor Frankenstein, but the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein's monster. So it's like a spiritual successor to that novel. Yeah, so kind of like horror, fantasy, kind of sci-fi, a little bit of a drama. We've got that as well. So not as exciting yet because we don't have the crowdfunding campaigns up. But if you sign up for the email newsletter, you'll get notified when we go live and try to do some extra perks for the people who sign up early. So we're gonna do
I like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll do like limited edition, collectible character cards. We haven't figured out what we're gonna do yet for Victor. But we've got a character card for Mercenary Guild. And then like at Heroes Con, the artist for Mercenary Guild, Luke, he did this sweet like full 11 by 17 art piece of all the characters. And so we're going to raffle that off at the end of the year for everyone that's signed up for this. So.
And of course, we started the show with Shattermare Live. So tell them a little bit about that before, since you've been with us all this time. And we started there, and now we're over here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's our YouTube channel is Shattermare Comics. So the Shattermare Live is just our weekly show. Typically, we do Wednesday nights at like 8:30. Today we're right on time. Ralph is good at keeping us on point. Usually we start on your show. Yeah, man. Come hang out. It's fun. We just shit talk for like
it was a lot of fun. It was the most amazing geeking out D&D everything I've been in a while.
Yeah, we like to follow D&D news. There's a lot of that now that Wizards is releasing like 5.5 or whatever they're calling it. And we talk about indie comics. We'd like to have people on just to talk about more of the industry stuff, like from the creative side, because a lot of people talk about like the stuff and the drama surrounding indie comics.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I love drama.
Yeah, but
that's awesome.
But like, yeah, I mean, it's fun to rip on people sometimes, but it's also good to point out why they're doing something or like what not to do, or what to do. Like, what's a good example of what to do or not to do. So we try to talk about that stuff too and have people on. Like, I gotta have you guys on just to have different perspectives of people, like especially you guys coming from the film industry, like doing the animation stuff. People have been in crowdfunding longer, that kind of stuff. I just want to get different people's takes and opinions of like, hey, you're an indie creator, here's a good avenue to promote your stuff, that kind of stuff.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
And you have folks, we've had a lot of fun. This has been a mega stream. And I hope that your 15 to 20 people that showed up at the end got
Thank
something.
you so much.
It's always the people at the end and like the last 20 minutes.
So this is what happens when you do streams longer than 2 hours. This is
No. We were fine with the numbers. We did like 3 hours, and we were at a certain good number. It was like at the end where all of a sudden 10 people, 15 people showed up.
Every 40 minutes you get another boost. That's how the algorithm works. The longer people watch, the more it gets promoted.
I didn't know that.
I think like all of our viewers.
That sounds exhausting.
Yeah, I think all of our viewers show up after midnight because
I agree.
They're like, oh, this is a late night show. I'm just going to turn it on and fall asleep.
Insomniacs out there.
There's a reason why multiple hour streams, especially once you get over 60 plus hours, has like thousands and thousands of views.
A 60 hours straight stream?
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, we're trying to manipulate the algorithm.
My daughter was like, maybe you should do a 24-hour stream. I'm like, no.
I did a 24-hour D&D game for charity, and I was just dead after that. I needed to sleep for like a week straight after that. We were all so delirious by the end.
No, that's like literally 24 hours.
3 hours.
Using your imagination, like using your imagination for just 24 hours straight. Like my brain's gonna fall off.
Bro,
you say that like you're not creative.
The kicker is our DM was this like super chill, like 55-year-old guy. And he was fine throughout the whole thing, and all of the younger people were like, we were just dying. Like we were all in our like 20s and 30s. We're just like, we can't take it. This guy's he's so chill. He's just reading from the book. We did a Curse of Strahd, and his cat's there, and he's just like hanging out.
I agree, Tate.
Yeah, I don't know how like a 50-year-old dude was just there for 24 hours.
Dude, man, when we were younger, we would do those 12 to 15 hour marathon games. I can't do that shit anymore.
No, I can't do it anymore either. Oh my god.
I watched one 24-hour stream. Like the whole scene, he took a break and went to sleep for 3 hours. It just like showed the movie. Like, come on. We stayed there talking, and we can see the background. We watch his cat. Like, look at this cat.
Just like, get a fish tank and put the camera on the fish tank or something for like 3 hours.
The longest stream I have ever watched continuously was like 84 hours.
84 hours. Oh my gosh.
What do you mean continuously?
Continuous, like no breaks, no pauses, just straight one creator, 84 hours.
Was that Shia LaBeouf watching his own movies?
No, that was Iron Mouse stream.
That's funny as hell.
Iron Mouse. Oh,
yeah, you know exactly.
Do they take
All right.
like take bathroom breaks and stuff?
Shoot.
They sleep.
No, they just piss in a bottle like right there and keep going.
Yeah.
Son of Satan is out there, and he's a beautiful artist who does beautiful covers. Go check him out.
Also, movie posters.
Oh,
Don't
he
forget
does movie posters.
Yeah.
He's a jack of all trades. So go check out Son of Satan. I think we are done because I'm tired.
Can I show you one more thing? One more thing just to end the night.
Just for you, Jesse. Go for it.
Only if you add in some Gen Alpha brain rot into it.
No,
oh man,
I thought I was Gen Z.
Dead ass.
No.
Dead ass. I will blow your mind right now.
No.
Gen Z.
Go for it.
You are,
Okay,
but
so
it's alpha.
Gen Z's adults now.
Alpha.
Oh, so if I could shamelessly pull up the Kickstarter.
Okay, sure. Hold on.
I would just
You
want
can
to
talk
say.
while I pull it up. Hold on.
Okay, cool. And then is there someone named Guilty 44 here with us tonight?
Guilty 44.
Oh, they sent you over the stretch goal thingy?
They sent me over the stretch
Yes.
goal thing.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Guilty. You are guilty.
You are guilty of
Yeah.
being
As
awesome.
charged. So now we're that's lame. That was so lame.
Let's put some W's in the chat.
W's in the chat.
www.
I'm guilty, but I'm not.
You know why they do the W's though?
I like that. So now we're at 59 backers. We are one backer away from a backer milestone where every physical backer is going to get an awesome Ashes of Eden sticker. So you put us over the edge. We're that close to that milestone. Thanks for the W, Tate.
Yo, we
Nice.
got W's in the chat.
If you could scroll down to where you see a thermometer that looks questionably phallic. Questionably.
Are you sure about that?
Like it was
Is it
unintentional,
purposefully?
or you're just trying to hide it?
Yeah.
Find out. Let's all scrutinize this
You could
question.
be
mark.
honest.
It was
Yeah.
unintentional, but then I've been told by multiple people, so I'm just rolling with it.
We can eat that to it.
I mean, if you think about it, thermometers need to go inside some places.
Oh my god! I knew that was gonna say.
Nathan, what's
was
your
my poor cat?
what's your preferred hole for a thermometer to go into?
What?
That certainly has
What?
one.
That's a very good question.
What, you don't put your thermometer up your nose?
I mean,
I don't
that's
put
an option.
my thermometer. Like
Here it
a
is.
cat
Here it is.
one?
Here it is.
Oh wow, it has a tip.
Bitsy's super
Are we allowed
excited
to
about
scroll
that.
down a little more?
Is it glazed? Is it? Oh,
Wow.
it's definitely glazed.
It is full of gems though.
It is full of crystal. And I was really worried people would think it was a type of pipe used with crystals.
It
And I'm-
definitely looks like a crack pipe. Yeah.
I'm
You
so
said
sorry.
it, Steve.
I'm so sorry. The
I'm
next
here for that.
campaign,
That's great.
this will be redesigned.
No, you should leave it.
No,
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just put a
So
little. Never mind. Good.
Leave it as is.
I just wanted to do this with you guys real quick in real time since we're jamming. I gotta figure out where the right spot is though.
Oh,
Isn't what we guys are always trying to do? Figure out the right spot.
Figure out the right spot with that thermometer. Where's the right spot?
More and more adult.
It's fine. It's after midnight.
We're after
Yeah.
Demon Hour.
this is
Demon
what
Hour.
makes Mata W in the chat.
W in the chat. Thanks, Mom.
I have to know, does the W mean something else in English? Because in Japan, W is kusa,
kusa.
which means grass. Yeah, so it's laughing.
Oh.
Because daisolgen is how they say LOL.
Oh, nice.
Big field of grass.
Nice.
I think here it's just we won.
W
It's just
just
win.
means like
It's a win.
wins.
Yeah.
Right.
So for every W in the chat, we're winning more.
Exactly. We take no L's here.
Okay, so now if you hit refresh, what does that
Except
thermometer
thermometer
do?
shaped L's.
So
It makes my page look like Ohio, if I'm being honest.
Nice.
Ohio is not a real place. Stop that.
Listen,
All right.
Ohio's where I go to
This
look
thing.
smacks.
Now I doesn't want to do anything.
I'm so confused.
Hello, Jordan in Ohio.
There we go. No, it's still
Wait,
doing
scroll
the
up?
stupid thing.
Scroll up.
All right, there we go.
There you go. Oh man, I put too many words in this thing. That's okay.
No, but you need to be as informative as possible. I think you put the right amount of words.
I was just trying to be super transparent and give you guys something fun.
Yeah, it helps.
It helps. It really helps. You should see some campaigns. They got like 2 words and they go pay for my stuff.
Oh my god, it's like 2 words and you have like 2 unlettered pages that are like super tiny, so you can't even see what's going on. It's like,
none of my pages are lettered. Should I have?
You should letter some of them.
It's like a block of text.
If you just
Definitely
get
letter
it, there we go.
I'm lettering my book
Damn, look at
by
that.
hand.
There we go. There we go.
Sweet.
We unlocked it, baby. Guys, thank you so much for jumping in and having us crush that goal. It's going to be a really gorgeous cover. I know it's a small thumbnail, but you can kind of see it's going to...
Yeah, it's going to do the change. The change.
Yeah.
In a world where change is good.
What world
Change
is
is never
that?
good. I'm old and I'm stubborn and I don't like change.
Exactly. All right, folks. That's been our show. I hope you loved the mega stream. It's been mega. We've gotten the most numbers for the show that we've ever gotten.
And now Ralph needs to sleep for like 3 days.
We need longer streams. So if you like streams like these, please like at wherever you are. Just like it. That way Ralph knows to do longer streams.
I'm tired.
Like it.
Starting weekly. Mega
Exactly.
Next week, 3 hours long.
No.
8
Sorry,
hours.
guys.
Yeah, this
8
has been a
hours
fun
long. Okay,
stream.
it will start with me. Bitsy will carry it over in Japan for a couple of hours.
Yeah, no
until,
problem.
Like, Tony wakes up. Tony's
I got
gonna hold it.
Oh yeah, we'll do like an international gauntlet. Yeah.
Pass it around.
It'll be like one long show, but all
Get like an
all
Australian in there.
Yeah.
Again,
We have somebody in Australia.
It'll be like a subathon, except we won't be on Twitch.
all right, we're taking over.
That's okay.
All right, Bitsy, thanks for being here. Vaughn, it's always a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
Jeff, you know, it's like you're part of the crew now.
Yep.
I love you guys. This is so much freaking fun.
Yeah, and if any of you guys ever want to come on my show or anything, just reach out.
Oh, definitely, Vaughn. Yeah, no problem.
Awesome.
Or just anything. Yeah.
Brian, it has been a pleasure sharing the show with you.
You as well, sir. I loved it.
Brian, it's great to meet you, man.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you guys.
Brian,
it's nice
long
to
time
hang
no
out.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still only know him as a man called Horse. I refuse to call him Brian.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I've met him, and I haven't even. I don't even know him.
Change it. Change it. Change it.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
Hold on.
Technical difficulties.
Can I do a quick plug?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
To tomorrow. I'm so stupid. Next week, not tomorrow. Next week, I'm doing a 0 to 1,000 subathon on my brand new YouTube channel, Bitsy the Alien, where I'll be doing stuff with this VTuber model. Yay! Some of it is just gonna be fun and stupid. Some of it's gonna be tutorials. Yeah.
Link it to us.
Yes,
I did
Link it
earlier.
But to me personally, because I'll forget.
I think I still have it copied. There you go.
Here we go. Here's the link. I'm about to put it up. Oh, look at this beautiful stuff.
Awesome.
Okay, now back to Horseman.
Yes, the man formerly known as Horse.
Did I spell formerly?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
I believe you did.
Oh,
At least you didn't say formally.
Horseman Comics.
Oh,
Yes.
that would be good.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wrong one.
because if you guys are familiar with Eric July in the Rippaverse, he's coming out with this Horseman book by
Horseman, yeah. Chuck Dixon.
Chuck Dixon.
I
And
was there when they announced it.
Oh, I love Chuck Dixon.
oh yeah, that was
First
at
book?
MegaCon. Yeah.
My first book I was editing for Chuck Dixon. Never got to meet him though, but it was crazy because I was like, "Oh, I'm a fan of that guy."
Hell yeah.
Really? You want me to give feedback on him?
Yeah.
Like, I think he's okay. You know,
Nice.
He's really great.
So yeah,
Chuck
the
is an
the
amazing
meme
writer.
is
He's my favorite Batman writer.
Oh yeah, I want to read. I want to read all of '90s Batman. I think after I'm done with X-Men, I want to do a few runs, and then I want to everything Batman related from the '90s. I want to read.
Is he in Texas too?
Chuck's in Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's in Florida. Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah,
maybe
so
it'll
go
be a
find him,
MegaCon up
Brian.
here. I guess I could if it's probably in like Boca Raton, some retirement community.
You know, knowing him, he's probably never there.
Yeah,
He's always
it's
at some
really traveling.
convention or another.
But yeah, so the meme is like now that they're doing Horseman, I am the man formerly known as Horse.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Fair,
So I had to retire the title.
I understand.
All right, folks. It has been a blast. You've been here for 3 hours and 52 minutes. Damn.
That's a
Thank
good
you, chat. W's to chat.
Seriously.
It has been a pleasure, folks. I gotta say I had fun. I can't say I didn't have fun. And of course, on this show, when it ends, I just go, where it stops, nobody knows.